Welcome back to the Los Angeles Angels draft-only franchise. We accomplished our goal of rebuilding the team into a World Series winner last season, and now it's time to play out the careers of the numerous top-shelf prospects that we have accumulated in 7 seasons. But before we begin all of that, let's take a stroll down memory lane for some major milestones in the franchise. We started with the original Angels roster from 2025 using the last roster update by San Diego Studios at the end of this past regular season. We traded away shortstop Zach Neto to the Milwaukee Brewers for top shortstop prospect 17-year-old Jesus Made. We also laid the foundation for this series with our very first MLB draft as we added future Cy Young winner Freddie Lorenz, closer Darryl Boovey, 3-time All-Star Leandro Santana, reliever Phil Perez, and our newest 5th starter, Richard Duke. Our second draft saw us land a generational power bat with the 11th overall pick. Cannot believe he dropped to us. The incredible Rookie of the Year and 3-time MVP Edgar Mota. Draft number 3 saw us take right fielder Ricky Garner with the 1st overall pick. We already had a couple of good prospects in the organization when we took it over, such as starting pitcher Tyler Bremner. Started calling him Big Game Tyler, as you've seen his performance in the last 2 playoffs. And center fielder Nelson Rada has gone on to have a couple of really long hitting streaks in his career. Draft number 4 saw us take a generational strikeout pitcher 3rd overall in Derek Siddiqui. All he did was win Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, and MVP in the same season. He would add another Cy Young the following year. We also added 2 bullpen arms in Abe Vento and Luis Alfonso in that draft. In our 5th draft, we took a generational second baseman, Ray Harvey, and while he fell just short of winning the Rookie of the Year award that season, he gave us great defense and a power bat, and he hit a couple of huge postseason home runs for us in Season 7. We didn't have a long-term catcher in the organization and had trouble drafting one, so we made a prospect-for-prospect deal with San Diego to acquire Luke Grace, and all he did was hit 4 home runs this past postseason to lead the Angels. Our yearly win totals progressed from 77 the first year with the real Angels roster to 53 the second season with a team of all Rule 5 draft picks, then to 67, 76, 90, our first playoff appearance as the number 2 wild card, 104, American League West champions and the best record in baseball, and finally to 103 last season, also AL West champions and again the best record in baseball. We lost the wild card round to Oakland in 2029 on a walk-off home run by Francisco Alvarez. The next season we took down the Astros in the ALDS, only to lose to the Mariners in the ALCS, a truly surprising outcome. Their pitching was off the charts. And last season we beat Boston in the ALDS, Minnesota in the ALCS, and the Mets in the World Series, losing just 2 games in the entire postseason. Now it is time to see how the careers turn out for all these players that we have come to know and love. And we have drafted other prospects that should see time in the major leagues very soon, and possibly as soon as next season. And I will walk you through how we're going to progress with this long-term sim. I will quickly show any changes to the rosters each year, then show the starting lineups and rotations before I quickly sim through the season. Any personal milestones that I catch on camera, I will show you. And as far as the draft, I will only show our draft class with their real ratings at the end of the draft, not the actual full draft. Once we get to the playoffs, we will sim those and maybe hop in and quick manage any Game 7s, showing selected gameplay as it warrants. My goal is to get through as many seasons as possible so we can see the entire career arcs of these players. So let's quit talking and start playing the long-term career sim for our Los Angeles Angels. In our very first situation that I want to highlight, I know it's supposed to be a quick sim, but you can't pass up a chance to possibly witness history. Our rookie pitcher, Sean Espinoza, it's only 1-2 on the season, has a 5.62 ERA, so he's struggling just a little bit. But he has a no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th against the Orioles. Let's hop in here and watch Espinoza and see if he can get a no-no as a rookie. All right, just 1 out away. First pitch is inside for a ball. Slater to Brun up. He's already got 6 home runs on the year. He's only at 81 pitches. That's truly amazing. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High for a ball. All right, Espinoza down. He's behind in the count 3-1 to DeBrun. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a ground ball. Diving stop by Harvey. Throw from his knees, and it's offline. They're going to call that an error or a hit? It's an error, so he keeps his no-hitter intact. What a play by Harvey. Just couldn't get the throw. Now he got to face Gunnar Henderson. Look at this. Lays out, gets it from a knee, and throws it wildly. Now Gunnar Henderson stands between Espinoza and history. 1 on, 2 out here in the 9th. Henderson runs the count full. 1 on, 2 out here in the 9th. No hitter on the line. Here's the pitch. He's got a ground ball to short. Mate's got it. Throw to first. And there it is. A no hitter for Sean Espinoza, our rookie, number 5 starter. Holy cow. Huge celebration in the middle of the mound. It's only the second no-hitter we've had in this franchise. Freddie Lorenz got one several years back. But our rookie, number 5, Sean Espinoza, long time to get to the majors, and he just threw a no-hitter. All right. Check out the box score. They had 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Our side, 2 hits, 2 runs for Mate, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Harvey. Harvey and Garner with doubles. Harvey made 2 errors. And Espinoza, no hitter, 6 Ks, 3 walks. And Edgar Mota would defend his home run derby championship. That's his 3rd one, I believe. Here we go. And here's our draft class for this season. He found this guy. Well, he didn't find this guy. He was ranked 40th or 42nd or whatever, and he was high up on our list. So we grabbed this guy, best pitcher we could find early in the draft. There was not a whole lot of good hitters in this draft. Rueri, I guess that's how you say it. Rueri Fox. I don't know. Gonna have to change his name. Anyway, this guy's a left-handed pitcher, 18 years old. Really good numbers, great velocity, 92 potential, 63 overall. Got this 94 potential, 68 overall closer. Looks pretty good across the board. Could not get this guy signed for anything. 21-year-old player. I guess I'll go back in the draft. And we were taking a home run swing on him anyway. Enrique Pena, another one. Tried to take some swings on the infield. We got one side, but not the other. Pena is a 75 potential, 54 overall. Bad durability. A little bit of contact, a little bit of vision. We'll just stick him in the minors and see how he progresses. Wes Kramer, starting pitcher, 86 potential, 49 overall with that 60 stamina. He's going into the bullpen to be a lefty down there. Good velocity. And Brandon Morey with the last pick of the draft. We get a 97 potential, 58 overall. And he was a discovered player, and he sat there all the way to the very end of the draft, and we got him. So gotta love getting a 97 potential with the last pick of the draft. Mr. Irrelevant might make our staff down the road. I'm still pissed off we didn't get this guy. And we wrap up our first season in this long-term sim. The Angels, again, win 100 games, again, have the best record in baseball, and the poor Astros are second in major leagues again with 99 wins. Mets with 96, Reds with 96, Padres with 97, Yankees with 90, Royals with 90, but we're up here at 104. Our pitching, Astros pitching was a little better than ours this year. We had a little bit of a home run issue, but we do have some younger guys at the number 4 and 5 spot in rotation. But our offense was off the charts this year. Our season stats, Edgar Mota came this close to getting a triple crown. He was leading in average late until Bo Bichette had a strong last week of the season. And home run wise, Joe Adele was just phenomenal. He was leading most of the season, if not all the season. No one can touch Edgar's RBIs, and he threw in 11 steals. Look at that, 1,035 OPS. Oh, and he had 52 doubles to go along with his 49 home runs. Nelson Rada had a season, man. 22 home runs, career high. 94 RBIs, a career high. It's not a career high in average, but it is in OPS and slugging. Santana, a little bit down year on the power side. Got his stolen bases back up. Jesus Mate, I don't know what his deal is with his batting average, but he's still putting up good numbers across the board. And you notice we have Mota, Santana, and Mate with 100 runs scored. Ray Harvey still an enigma. I don't know why his average is so low with contact where it is. Not hitting as many home runs as expected, but, you know, he's just wrapping up his 3rd season, so he's 20 years old. Luke Grace, another 20 home run season. Love that. Ricky Garner broke out at 272, 27 homers, 97 RBI. Had a little bit of a slow September, 26 steals. And look, he got pushed to an A potential, and it wasn't late in the year. He got pushed to an A potential like in the middle of May. So I'll take it. And he's playing great defense. So Clyde Rosario, he was kind of up and down all year, finished a little stronger. Denzer Guzman, same thing. And we called up this rookie, Torrey Miller, for the September call-ups. He was down in Double-A, tearing it up. And I wanted to make sure he was eligible for the playoffs. And all he did was hit 397, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, 552 slugging, 1,052 OPS, threw in 10 walks. So, yeah, he's going to be on our playoff roster. Look at that vision, discipline, and clutch. Great contact against righties. Power is going to be a thing he has to develop. But decent defense, good speed, and, yeah, he's going to be on our playoff roster for sure. Dario Laverde was our backup catcher this year, and he had an okay season. Pitching side, Derek Siddiqui, 19 wins again, 233 strikeouts, fell just short. He needs 8 more strikeouts for 1,000 in his career. Brady Lorenz, 17-5, a little bit elevated ERA because he gave up a few more home runs this year. Bremner just can't get any wins. He's a tough luck. He could probably win 20 games to get a little more run support, but another great season out of him, 182 strikeouts. Sean Espinoza, our rookie pitcher that threw that no-hitter, wins 14 games, ERA just north of 4. Bullpen, Ponce, the lefty, good season for him. Alfonso has actually moved into our setup role now. He's pitching great. Eric Miller doing a great job. Phil Perez had a rough year. Johnny Brito had a rough year at the start, and it's not going to show Sanchez or Alexis Diaz. I'll have to show you in a minute. Boovie had a rough season. Got his ERA under 4, but he blew 11 games. I took him out of the closer role for a week at the end of May, and then I had to take him out of the closer role again late in the season. More hits than innings pitched, 9 home runs, and he gave up most of those home runs early in the season. So I don't know what his problem is. His attributes aren't bad. He's just a tough luck pitcher, I guess. But I think both Siddiqui and Lorenz could have won 20 games if Boovie could have closed games out for him. Richard Duke, didn't get to see him on the other page. He went 14-13, gave up more hits than innings pitched, gave up 34 home runs. That was his big problem. Home run ball just killed him this year. Abe Vento went 4-1 with 8 saves, had him in the closer role later in the season, and he'll be in the playoff bullpen as well. I'll have to adjust that here in a minute. Alexis Diaz, 2-0, 2 saves, pitched really, really well, but he is regressing across the board and likely not on our playoff bullpen roster. Gavin Biggio supplied decent bat off the bench. Position flexibility, he's starting to regress, and I'm not sure we'll bring him back next year at 36, going on 37. Awards, Edgar Mota wins his 4th MVP. See, Joe Adell hit 51 home runs. He just couldn't catch him the whole season, and he was a pain to try and track down the whole year. National League side, Rafael Devers finished first, Wyatt Langford second. Cy Young, Siddiqui wins another one with his 233 strikeouts. He and Freddie had both similar seasons, but he had 70 more strikeouts. Andrew Abbott, we remember him from the playoffs 2 years ago, had a really fine season. National League side, Greg Holman, we saw him in the World Series, wins the Cy Young on the National League side. Batting title goes to Bichette. Mota dropped off at the end. Bichette got hot. Mota was actually leading that last week of the season. Gavin Lux, 342. Oh my goodness, National League side. Reliever of the year goes to Josh Hader and Kenneth Polanco, 56 saves. Rookie of the year goes to Jace Laviolette with 27 home runs. Jared Thomas over on the National League side. Hank Aaron goes to Edgar Mota and Wyatt Langford. And Bremner came in 3rd and Gold Glove. Luke Grace wins a Gold Glove as catcher. Mota was up there for a long time, fell off. Jesus Mate finished 3rd. Rosario finished 2nd. He didn't actually play a ton of games in the outfield. He DH'd a lot more. Silver Slugger, Santana just fell off at the end as his batting average had kept him from winning it again. Luke Grace finished 3rd at catcher. Edgar Mota wins another Silver Slugger at 1st. Harvey finished 2nd, distant 2nd. Look at that year Jeffrey Franks put up. Ricky Garner doesn't get it in the outfield. If he has a stronger September, he actually will win it. Rada does get in there and get a Silver Slugger, so there we go. And we will be taking on the Mariners as they beat the Astros 2-1. Detroit beat Kansas City, so it's the Tigers against the Yankees. Miami beat Arizona, so they're taking on the Padres, and the Mets swept the Cubs, and they will take on Cincinnati. You can see they've already started the National League side. Padres and the Mets both win their first games. So We will be quick simming these games. I think we're just going to quick sim. I was going to say we might manage them and watch the game, but we're just going to quick sim these games and show you the result of the game, and then we'll look at the box score real quick, see if there's anything special, move on. If we get to a game 5, then I will probably go in a quick manage and we'll watch that game. But these early games, we're just going to blow through them and get to the World Series, and we might jump in and see if we can manage us to a championship. But the first game is going to be Derek Siddiqui against Andrew Abbott. Remember how much trouble Abbott gave us in the ALCS 2 years ago. Freddie Lorenz against Brian Wu. That's a rematch from that same series. And Bremner against Cade Anderson. And we are going to go with Sean Espinoza over Richard Duke in the number 4 spot. Espinoza pitched better than Duke, didn't give up any home runs. Duke will just go in and be a long reliever in the bullpen. So, hop into the series and see if we can get back to the ALCS for the 3rd straight season. And here is the lineup that will be rolling out against the Mariners. Santana, Mate, Mota, Harvey, Rada, Grace, Garner, Torrey Miller, and Denzer Guzman against righties. Flip Santana and Mate at the top of the order against lefties, and then put Rosario in at DH down here. Pitching rotation side, we got Siddiqui, Lorenz, Bremner, and Espinoza. Duke is long reliever. Brito, Phil Perez, Ponce, Boovy, Alfonso, Miller, and Abe Vento is going to be the closer for the moment. We'll see. We may have to adjust that on the fly during the series. And game 1 against the Mariners, Derek Siddiqui, Andrew Abbott. We win that game 3-1. 1 run driven in by Kenny Davidson. We get to Abbott this time, 3 runs over 6 innings. Our side, 3-run homer by Edgar Mota was the difference. Thank God he showed up this year. Siddiqui, 1 run over 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, 10 Ks, and Vento comes in and gets the save. Good start. Game 2 against Seattle, Lorenz and Wu, and we win that 5-2. Gave up a 2-run homer to Brent Wisely. Got to Wu, 4 runs in 6 innings. Our side, Mota, 2 more RBIs. Ricky Garner with a 3-run shot. Freddie gives up 1 run, 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 Ks in 7 innings. Perez kind of makes it interesting, but we hang on and get the win. Game 3 going for the sweep. Tyler Bremner against Cade Anderson. We lose 9-6. It's like Grace hit a 2-run shot. Harvey had a home run and a double. Struck out 12 times. Bremner, okay start. Alfonso got lit up. Eric Miller got lit up. That was a bad bullpen game. Their side, Kenny Davidson looks like he hit a grand slam. Brett Wisely with a 2-run homer. We got to Cade Anderson, but their bullpen pitched better than ours. Game 4, can we wrap it up? Espinoza against Andrew Abbott. They brought Abbott back on 3 days rest, okay. And we win. We win 3-1, 9-5. Daryl Boovy gets the win. Check the box score. 4 hits for Mane. Drives in 3, scores 3. Ray Harvey, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. 2 hits, 2 runs for Mota. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Rada. Mate, 2 home runs. Rosario with a home run. Espinoza, 3 over 5. Brito gives up a couple of runs late. But we do it to him, man. How about that? Harry Ford with a home run. We got to Abbott both games. Finally get to Emerson Hancock in the playoffs, but Johnny Knowles got lit up, and we beat the Mariners. We get revenge on those guys for 2 years ago in the ALCS, and the Yankees got beat by Detroit 3-1. Holy cow. National League side, San Diego sweeps Miami. The Mets sweep Cincinnati, so the Mets haven't lost a game in the World Series at all, and I want to show you something here. The Mets have, they're doing this without Colson Montgomery, who's hurt. And they're also doing it without Juan Soto, who's out for the season with a dislocated ankle. Hit 28 home runs during the season, but he's not there for the playoffs and World Series if they get there. Amazing. I noticed that earlier before I started the round that he wasn't around. I didn't expect him to get to the NLCS, but now it's the Angels against the Tigers, Padres, and Mets. See who goes to the World Series. All right, game 1, Derek Siddiqui, Jackson Jobe. And Edgar Mota has 2 home runs. We're up 13-1. We're just going to simulate out. We win the game 15-5. My goodness. Stowers drives in 5 runs for them. Absolutely torch every single pitcher that came into that game. 4 hits for Santana, 3 for 4, 2 home runs for Mota, drives in 6. Rada drives in 4. We pound out 18 hits and 7 walks. Siddiqui, 2 runs over 7 innings, 9 hits, no walks, 9 Ks. Brito and Ponce tried to make it interesting, but we had enough of a lead, it didn't matter. But Edgar Mota is showing up in the playoffs this year. My goodness. All right, game 2, Freddie Lorenz, Larry Dixon. And we win 4-3. Abe Vento gets the win. So we had a walk-off win, apparently. 3 hits for Hope and Cruz. Dixon gives up 3. Yep, had a walk-off win there. 2 hits for Mota, including a home run again. Made with another home run. Lorenz, 2 runs, 10 hits in 5 innings. Not a good start. Bullpen does enough to hang in there, and we get a home run, I guess, from either Made or Mota to get the win. Game 3 at Detroit. Bremner against Xavier Baisley. And we win 3-2. We're up 3-0 in the ALCS. 2 more hits for Santana. Another home run by Jesus Made. Have a postseason. Miller gets 2 hits. Bremner, no runs over 6 innings. Miller gives up 2. Bullpen after that does their job. And we're 1 win away from going back to the World Series. Game 4, Sean Espinoza against Jackson Jobe. And we lose that game in extra innings. 2 more hits for Santana. Home runs by Santana and Rada. Espinoza has a great start. Abe Vento takes the loss. Home runs by Cruz and Bichette. Jobe pitched really well. Both closers tried to blow the game. We go to Game 5. Need 1 more win. Siddiqui against Larry Dixon. And there it is. We're going back to the World Series, taking on either the Padres or the Mets. Those 2 teams met in the ALCS last year. Remember, the Padres were up 3-0, and the Mets came back and won 4 straight. We win 7-3. 2 more hits, 2 more runs, 2 RBIs by Santana. Mota, 3 more RBIs. Home runs by Santana and Mota. Siddiqui, 3 runs over 6 innings. Perez came in and got the save. He must have pitched. I don't know why he's pitching in closing situation. Must have been big enough lead and had runners on. But we are going back to the World Series. We've only lost 2 games in the first 2 rounds, just like we did last year. And San Diego and the Mets are 3-2. Padres up. Can they get the deal done? We're going to advance this day. And it's tied. The Mets and Padres. We got to go look at this. So the Mets lost the first 2 games. Get a win, lose, win. So they're not going to win. And they won again. So they're not going to storm back winning 4 in a row. But they've won 3 of the last 4 games. Now they get the Cy Young Award winner, Greg Holman, going against Christian Javier. Advance this day. And we're getting a rematch against the Mets. The Mets did it again. So, back-to-back seasons in the World Series facing the New York Mets. How about that? Let's check the stats right now on our team. 9 games, Santana, 15 hits, 2 home runs, hitting .357. Made, 13 runs in 9 games, 4 home runs, hitting .333. Edgar Mota, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, hitting .324. This is the difference between watching the games and just simming the games. See a huge difference in our output. Ray Harvey, .324. Rada, .290. Grace, .233. Garner, .226. Rosario, there you go. Denzer struggling again. Pitching side, Siddiqui's 3-0, 26 strikeouts, 20 innings. Espinoza, .292 ERA. Freddie, .225. Bremner, .225. Bullpen side, elevated ERAs across the board. Our starting pitching and our offense has been plenty strong for that. New York Mets, Christian Campbell, wow, .476 in the postseason so far. Alexei Fuentes, he's moved down into the cleanup spot because of Soto being gone. Schumann, .298. Where is Ramos? He's struggling, .122. They're not going to win if he's not hitting. Pitching side, Skeens is pitching great. Holman's doing a much better job. Bryce Miller, they got Bryce Miller. Christian Scott's having a good postseason. And their bullpen outside of Coleman, who we lit up last year. Coleman and Simmons are struggling. So they do not have Juan Soto. And where was that? Siddiqui pitched there. We're going to go ahead and let Siddiqui lead off. We're going to adjust our rotation. So it's Siddiqui against Paul Skeens. And I'll be right back for the World Series. All right, got the rotation adjusted. I'm going to make Daryl Boovie our closer again. He hasn't pitched a whole lot in the postseason, but he has the ratings. He should be able to do the job, and we'll just adjust again on the fly from there. Derek Siddiqui, Paul Skeens, what a matchup in Game 1. And we lose 6-2. Christian Campbell stays hot. My goodness, another home run, 2 RBI. Skeens, 12 strikeouts in 8 innings. Our side, only 5 hits, 15 strikeouts. Siddiqui, 4 runs and 4 2/3. See if we can bounce back here in Game 2. Freddie Lorenz against Bryce Miller. And we win 9-5. There we go. 2 hits for Rosario, 4 hits for Fuentes on their side. No home runs. We got to Bryce Miller. Our side, Santana, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Edgar Mota, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 RBI. 3 more hits for Arata. 2 hits for Torrey Miller. Edgar Mota, 2 more home runs. Guzman finally hits a home run. Freddie gives up 4 runs, 3 earned in 5 innings. Bullpen does the job. Man, Mota is on fire this playoffs. Gotta love it. Go to game 3 in New York. Big game here. Got to win this one. Greg Holman, the Cy Young Award winner, against Tyler Bremner. And we lose 4-3. Boovie blows the game. It's like Mota hit another home run. Bremner pitched great. Bullpen did a good job until Boovie just gave it up. I don't understand what is wrong with him this year. Oh my gosh. Elliot Ramos, 5 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBI. Schumann has 3 hits. Holman pitched okay. Their bullpen pitched way better. Oh, they got Sammy Barrero. Remember him from the A's? I remember seeing him getting traded he got traded twice during the season. So, goodness. All right. Well, let's go back here and fix this rotation. We cannot live with blown saves at this time of year. So we're going to go back to Bento. Game 4, have to win this game. Espinosa against Christian Scott. And we lose 5-3. 2 hits for Mate, 2 hits for Grace. Home run by Rada. Looks like our offense is drying up. Espinosa, not a great start. Bullpen does okay except for Alfonso. And we lose 5-3. So we're on the verge of being eliminated. We got to win 3 games in a row. Derek Siddiqui against Paul Skeens. And we win 10-2. Holy cow. 3 hits for Harvey, 2 hits for Santana, 2 hits, 3 RBIs for Mota. Miller and Guzman, 2 hits. Home runs by Santana, Mota, and Harvey. Siddiqui, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts, 7 innings. Their side. Wow, we really did pound Skeens, 6 runs, and we pounded everybody, actually. All right, so we go to a game 6. Must win. Got to win both these games. Freddie Lorenz against Bryce Miller. And we win 1-0. Holy cow. Go from 10-2 to 1-0. And they got 6 hits, struck out 11 times. Bryce Miller pitched really well, but he gave up 1 run, which was the difference. And that was a Leandro Santana home run. Wow. And we only struck out 4 times. Freddie, 7 shutout innings, and Vento comes in and does the job. And we are alive, guys. We have a game 7. Tyler Bremner, Greg Holman. We're going to quick manage this game right now. All right, game 7 of the World Series. Can we win 3 in a row and win it at home on our own field? I made 1 change. I put Miller in at DH over Rosario. Want the better speed guy, better contact vision, clutch guy. All right, here we go. Top of the first. Max Schumann leading off. Strikes out. Ramos singles. Campbell stolen base by Ramos first. Walk. 2 on, 1 out. Fuentes with a single. 1-0 Mets. Double play gets us out of that. So 1 run allowed. Mate grounds out. Santana strikes out. Mota flies out to the second. Pop out. Walk. Strikeout. Fly out. There we go. Bottom of the second. Harvey flies out. Rada grounds out. Grace with a single. Garner grounds out to the third. A walk. Strikeout. Single. A double. It's 2-0. Man, Fuentes has just been killing us. Ground out. Second and third. 2 out. Ground out. So we only give up 1. Staying close. Miller grounds out. Guzman strikes out. Mate grounds out. Really struggling at the offensive side. Bauer strikeout. McCray walks. Fielder's choice. A single. 2 on, 2 out. Ground out. Get out of that. Go to the bottom half. Santana pops out. Come on, guys. Mota with a solo shot. Gets us to a 1-run deficit. Harvey singles. Rada singles. Come on, Grace. Walk. Bases loaded. Ricky Garner. Let's go in and watch. All right, Ricky, you've had a breakout season. Need it here. Just need a fly ball out of the infield. Something deep. Get us a run home. It's that foul down the right field line. I was shocked when I saw that he jumped up to an A potential, but I'll take it, man. It's only a 91, so it's not like jumping to 99, but... All right, bases loaded, 1 out, down 1, 0-1 count. Come on, get a pitch to drive. He loves left-handed pitching. There's a shot into right field, and it's going to be caught. Here's the tag, here's the throw, and that should tie the game. There it is, easily standing up. Harvey scores. We got a tie game. That'll bring in our rookie, Torrey Miller. Your first look at him. Base hit will give us the lead. Swings through that 2-seamer. See what he's done in the postseason. Count even at 2. Tie game here, game 7. Here's the pitch. The high fly ball into center field, and Fuentes will be under that and have it for the 3rd out, but we do come back and tie this game up. Ricky Garner comes through. We're tied after 4. All right, back to the sim. Campbell strikes out. Fuentes has been a pest Singles. Campusano. Stolen base first. Strikeout. Come on, get him. Single. Hits 3-2. Another single, and he's got to come out of the game. I should have been paying attention to that. We're going to go Ponce. Strikes out. So now we're down 3-2. Guzman strikes out. Mate. Singles. Steals second. Come on, Santana. Ground out. Mota. Singles. There we go. Tie game. Harvey strikes out. Go to the 6th. Ground out. Ground out. Fly out to the bottom half. Rada walks. Grace. New pitcher, Bennett Coleman. We ate him up last time. Fielder's choice puts Grace at first. Fielder's choice puts Garner. Steals into scoring position. Miller grounds out. Go to the 7th. And we're going to the bullpen. I'm going to go to... let's go to Perez. Fly out. Strike out. Finally get Fuentes out. Fly out. Go to the bottom half. Guzman strikes out. Mate strikes out. Santana flies out to the 8th. New pitcher. Going to go to Miller. Double. Ground out. A double. We're down. No, we threw him out. Wow. We're still tied at 3. Guns him out at the plate. 2 on, 2 out. New pitcher. Going to go to... Man, I don't want to use Boovie at all. We will go to Alfonso. 2 on, 2 outs. Flies out. All right, bottom of the 8th inning. Edgar facing Sammy Barrero. Grounds out. Ray Harvey flies out. Nelson Rada strikes out to the 9th. Pop out. Fly out. Strike out to the bottom of the 9th. Luke Grace. Singles. Ricky Garner. Fly out. Miller. Strike out. Guzman. 2-run shot. We won the World Series on a walk-off home run by Denzer Guzman. He does it again. Yes. Denzer with the walk-off in Game 7. Wow. Not only did we come from behind and win 3 straight, Denzer beats him again with another 2-run homer. Unbelievable. Back-to-back World Series champs. Wow. Didn't expect that, or I would have actually watched the game. We just won that for the 2nd year in a row. And Rob Manfred's got to give us the trophy again, this time on our home field as the hometown fans get to celebrate. We get our 2nd World Series in as many years, 3rd in franchise history. Outstanding comeback and a walk-off win in Game 7. So there we go. Denzer Guzman joins Bill Mazeroski and Joe Carter with walk-off home runs in the World Series. He and Mazeroski, the only ones to do it in a Game 7. Let's look at this box score. 3 hits for Fuentes. He tried to get them a world championship all by himself. Holman didn't pitch poorly. Barrero, we finally get to him. He's been in trouble ever since he's with Oakland. Edgar Mota, 2 more hits. Hit his 10th postseason home run. 10. That's not a typo. And Denzer Guzman saves his biggest hit in his career for Game 7. Bremner, not a great start. 4 walks, 8 Ks. They left him in too long. Bullpen comes through in the clutch. And we get a back-to-back world championships. Check out the awards. Edgar Mota, World Series MVP and playoff MVP. Hit 5 home runs with 9 RBIs in the World Series. 9 and 22 in the postseason. Didn't show up last year. He definitely showed up this year. Santana had a great one on their side. Campbell hit 403. But Edgar, unbelievable. Look at these awards now. MVP, Rookie of the Year, Hank Aaron, All-Star, Silver Slugger, World Series MVP, Playoff MVP, on a Hall of Fame track. Has 240 home runs, so he needs 10 more next year to get to 250. Career batting average now at 299. My goodness. I think he will, we will see him get his 500th home run before we're done with this one for sure. Wow. Back-to-back world championships, boys and girls. Well, that was just an absolutely crazy way to end the season. So now we get to the off season and see which guys are going to be off the roster, off the 40-man, onto the 40-man, all that good stuff. So let's advance today and get started with this offseason. Looks like we need a new hitting coach and a farm director. And retired players, Tanner Bybee, Max Fried, Brandon Marsh, Logan Gilbert, David Bednar, Pete Fairbanks, Shane Bieber, Nestor Cortez, Zaydan Rafaela, Shohei Ohtani, finishes with 138 wins, 558 home runs. Unbelievable. Framber Valdez, Randy Arozarena, Cody Bellinger, one of our former minor leaguers, Oscar Colas, Freddie Freeman, Willis Garcia, a lot of guys retiring, Trent Grisham, Oscar Hernandez, Brent Rooker, Mike Trout, finishes with 487 home runs, hasn't played in 4 years. And that's it. A lot of guys left this year. And Shohei gets in the Hall of Fame. All right, exclusive free agents. I don't know how much it's going to cost us. We're not going to bring in Alexis Diaz. We'll let him go. We have other guys that can fill that spot. Most likely a starting pitcher in the long relief role. Lofton regressing. Might want to bring him back for 1 year, though. Miller, I'd like to bring back for a year. Another lefty in the pen. Brito wasn't bad, too bad. Kevin Biggio, 1 year. So definitely the two infielders. And Miller and Brito, we'll think about Diaz definitely not bringing back. And we brought back Nick Lofton, Kevin Biggio, and Eric Miller in 1 year deals. Alexis Diaz and Johnny Brito both left to become free agents, and we'll just replace them with in-house players in the bullpen. Definitely one starting pitcher is going to be a long reliever, and we'll bring up somebody else to fill that spot in the bullpen. And it's too bad we can't go sign free agents because this is a loaded class. Jeffrey Franks is in the same class as Edgar Mota, Roman Anthony, Hunter Green, Carson Williams, Connor Griffin, Ethan Holiday, Jackson Chourio, just a ton of good players out here that we cannot access. And we did some minor league roster cleanup, letting go Gavin Cross, Benny Montgomery. They served their purpose in the Rule 5 draft pick. We have some younger guys that are going to be a lot cheaper and a lot better ratings. So thank you for your service and adios. Also released 3 infielders and 2 relievers, 2 catchers. Connor Wong, Jose Herrera, thank you. You're gone too. Like I said, just cleaning up some of our depth in the minor leagues. And Jeffrey Franks goes to the Astros. Wonderful. Get to have him in the division and probably in the playoffs again every single year. And I found this 28-year-old B potential utility infielder Alejandro Malanca in the Rule 5 draft. And he will be replacing Nick Lofton. I did re-sign Lofton, but he's heavily regressing. He's 34 and only a C. So we're going to take this guy and make him our new backup infielder utility guy at the major league level. Oh, and by the way, Jazz Chisholm is in the Rule 5 draft. Too bad he's 35, and I'm not going to take that, but that'd be an intriguing bat off the bench. And the Mets get another power arm. Hunter Green goes to the Mets on a 1-year deal. Roman Anthony to the Padres. Good. Out of the league completely. And going into the 2033 season, we have 2 contract extensions that are going to be very painful. Freddie Lorenz, wish I had assigned him to a longer deal when I did, but he's wanting 5 years at $36.5 million per, and that only gets him about 3/4 of the way over there. We go to, I think he's arbitration. He'd probably get about that same amount anyway. You can see our bottom, our payroll. We have max offer of $20 million right now. It'll have more than that when we get to the off season. We are sitting at $53 million available. So it might be one of those things where we may have to go into the off season and figure that out. Tyler Bremner, same thing. Been a great pitcher, but he's got a year of arbitration for sure. So he'll be sticking around for sure. These 2 guys are going to be an issue, and we'll just have to figure it out. And these guys here, I'm not too worried about re-signing all of them. It's not a big deal, but yeah, this is our biggest problem. We got a lot of young pitchers coming up. So depending on how Duke and Espinoza do and how Bremner does, we have to make a decision. We might not bring one of these guys back. Definitely bringing one of them back, but are we going to bring both? Right now, Freddie's our only lefty in the rotation. So I'd be more inclined to pay to keep him around for longer. If I could make a trade, I'd trade Bremner, but we'll just have to see how this season goes. But we have a very tough salary situation coming up. And just want to make sure you guys are aware of that ahead of time. All right, we've made it to opening day 2033. This is what our starting lineups look like against righties. We're going to go with this one right here. Torrey Miller was slot in right here at DH since he hits much better against righties than Kalai Rosario and against lefties. Then Rosario comes in to play DH because he has a lot more power. Pitching rotation, same 5 we had last year. We do have another starting pitcher on staff, Daniel Mateo, one of our high draft picks from the second year, I believe. Yeah, 2026 second rounder. You can see he's got pretty level stats all the way across. And he's going to make the team as our long reliever this year since we didn't have Johnny Brito come back. We didn't bring back Alexis Diaz. And Mateo's going to get his first taste at the major league level in the long relief role, non-stress situation. And if we have an injury, short, minor 1-week injury or something, he'll just slot in for that guy there. We don't have to burn somebody coming up and down. Perfect. This is our rest of our bullpen down here. Make one change. There we go. So Perez, Ponce, Vento, Ojeda, Alfonso, Miller, and Boovie. Going to give Daryl one more shot at closing. I think he can do it. He did great 2 years ago. I did not know what his problem was last year, but that was last year. This is this year, and I want to show you something here. I want to show you 2 things real quick. I'm going to show you top prospects, top 100 in baseball. We have number 2 and number 3 starting pitchers. They're a ways away. And we have 3 more guys. So that's 5 guys in the top 13. 7 in the top 25. 8 in the top 30. And then Miller comes in at 47. And I think we have one more way down here at the bottom. Yep, Campillo at 82. Yep, there you go. So we have, 8 guys in the top 30. Also, this is just how crazy it is. This division is really, really tough. So if you win this division, you are going to go far. We have the Angels, the number 1 team in baseball. They're number 1 at everything but defense, and they're 9th in defense. Then we have the Astros, number 2 in baseball, and the Mariners are number 3. So top 3 teams in all of baseball reside in the American League West. Now it's time to get on to opening day. We face the Tampa Bay Rays. So we're going to hit sim, get through this season, get the draft in. I'll show you any major highlights that happen to hit during the season like we did with Espinosa's home run last year. Tell you Mota just needs 10 more home runs for 250, 89 ribs for 1,000. We have a bunch of other ones. Derek Siddiqui, if he gets 8 strikeouts in this game, he'll hit 1,000 as well. Perfect. Freddie Lorenz needs 18 wins for 100. And we did sign Tyler Bremner to a 1-year extension. And Freddie Lorenz is going to be a little bit tougher. He wants like $37 million. May have to wait till the offseason to get some more money opened up to get that done. So, without further ado, let's hop in. Season 2 in the long-term sim, Los Angeles Angels draft-only franchise. And I just loaded into the Home Run Derby, and look at this. We have Edgar Mota, Leandro Santana, and Luke Grace in the Home Run Derby. We have 3 guys. So, yeah, chances are we're probably going to win this thing. I'll come right back and tell you who won. And we ended up with all 3 of our guys in the semifinals, so we're guaranteed, as long as Mota beats Josh Castillo, we're guaranteed to win this Home Run Derby with one of our 3 guys. And Edgar Mota would get another Home Run Derby championship, beating out Luke Grace, his teammate this year. There we go, 30 in the first round, 13 in the second, and 16 in the last one. All 3 rounds he had one over 460. In the 2033 All-Star Game in Milwaukee, and I don't see anybody. Daryl Boovie is our only pitcher. So we have 2 guys in the top 3 for Cy Young. Neither one made the All-Star Game. Okay, we'll just go with Andrew Abbott. On the hitter side, look at that. The top 3 guys in the order, Santana, Made, and Mota, all with the Angels. And Luke Grace is down here hitting 9th. I think we're going to have to flip him with Jamal Russell. He's not going to bat 9th. And anybody else? Torrey Miller, our rookie. Wow. So we got 5 starting lineup players. Well, 4 of them in the lineup and 1 on the bench. So Santana, Made, Mota, Grace, and our rookie, Torrey Miller, all in the All-Star Game. There we go. In the American League, pounded the National League 12-5. Luke Grace gets All-Star Game MVP, goes 3 for 3 with 2 homers and a double. Santana, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored. Ronald Alvarez, 2 for 2, 2 runs scored. Mota, 1 for 1 with a walk and 3 RBI. Frank's 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. You see Grace, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, 5 runs driven in. We hit 4 home runs in the game, and Garrett Crochet gets the win. On their side, Bazana had 3 hits. Bazana and Langford with home runs. And they used all their pitchers and ran out of room. So here we go, 12-5. Luke Grace, All-Star Game MVP. And our draft class was a little bit of hit and miss. Got Sammy Fabregas, 74 overall, 80 potential, first baseman. Slugs lefties, really good, has good vision. Got to work on that contact and power against righties. Good arm, not much else. Not bad for the first round. I gave up a couple of pitchers I thought were going to be much better to get another hitter. Really wanted to get some hitters. And we could use somebody with power at first base behind Edgar Mota in the system. This guy was non-rated, 67 overall, 84 potential, starting pitcher with good walks per 9. Bob Foster, so couldn't pass that up. Didn't know how long he was going to last either. And then I took a swing on this one with Henry Vega Ramos. He was one of those guys that has 99. Actually, when we scouted him, it was 80 to 95. Actually came in 97. I don't know why it was 2 points higher, but anyway, that's what it was. And he came in 56-97. It's going to be a ways away. 18 years old, but he can play second base, and that's it. Good speed, though, and we'll just get him in the system and put him down AA next year and let him go. And really, all the guys I was looking at were gone, so I just kind of took a swing and a miss. And this time I got a swing and a hit on this one. Here's a swing and a miss. Justin Ramos, 44 overall, 73 potential. Big time miss. May not even stick with the team. I might cut him next year. Fernando Amoros, starting pitcher, another one, swing and a miss. 61 overall, 77 potential. Could probably slide him into the bullpen if need to. And then Kevin Chavez late. I just took a flyer. Didn't expect much out of him. 70 potential, 59 overall. Actually has good contact. I probably will keep him in the system just as a depth piece at third base. But I'm going to tell you right now, this draft class was absolutely gross after the first 20 players. And my Discovery Scout has 98 efficiency on Discovery. He's got 98 Discovery. I don't know what his efficiency is, but 98 Discovery, and you cannot find hitters for squat in this draft at all. And I didn't need 9 more starting pitchers in the organization. I definitely needed some hitters. So we did get a couple that are good. This one's okay, and then we just swung and missed on that one right there. So we'll just try it again next year, and I think going forward, unless I find a really, really good player, stud player by our Discovery Scout, I'm not even going to give you my draft classes. We'll just move on and go from there and save you guys some time. Well, I can safely say I have never seen a season like this. Angels won 117 games. That is not a typo. Astros won 99 games, finished 18 games back. Mariners won 94, finished 23 games back. The Angels broke the Major League record for wins in a season that was initially set in 1906 by the Cubs and then tied in 2001 by the Mariners. And I want you to look. We had 1, 2, 3 losses the last week. There's another loss. There's another loss. But let's go back to this point right here. July 30th, we beat the Astros 4-2, and then we would lose 1 game, 2 games, the whole month of August, and it wrapped up right here on this day, September 9th, ended a 19-game winning streak. I have never seen so many double-digit scores, 12-4, 10-4, 9 runs, 11-1, 8-7-8. This offense was off the charts, and I have no explanation for it other than we built a juggernaut. And I want to show you the stats on the year. Mr. Edgar Mota hit .312 with 56 home runs and 160 RBIs, and he scored 127 runs. This looks like Shohei Ohtani. He had 1,057 OPS, and he had 410 total bases. Not only that, Luke Grace, out of nowhere, 15, 20, 21, 41 home runs. I mean, he was leading the league in home runs at a point early in the season. He won All-Star Game MVP. He was in the home run derby, just absolutely goes off, and he went up 10 in his power against righties and 6 against lefties. It's just ridiculous. And Leandro Santana, career high, 34 home runs, 100 ribs, still stole 57 bags and hit 300. Denzer Guzman, career high, 27 home runs and 73 ribs. Jesus Made, career high, 27 home runs, 93 ribs, still stole 39 bases. Ray Harvey was really struggling home runs all season, but he 45 doubles, 14 triples, drives in 89s, and just dropped below 290 at the end. And then rookie Torrey Miller, I am sure he is the American League Rookie of the Year. I haven't looked yet, but he scored 101 runs, 32 doubles, 19 homers, 105 RBI, walked 89 times, and stole 34 bases. And yeah, that's what that vision, discipline, and clutch will do for you. And yeah, so pitching wise, look at this. Siddiqui 19 wins, Lorenz 19, Espinoza 19, Bremner 18, and these two guys combined for 15. I took Duke out of the rotation middle of the season roughly. He was struggling, maybe beginning of the second half. Brought up this lefty Frank Terry because we only had one lefty in rotation, and he proceeded to go 7-2 with a 2.27 ERA. So Siddiqui 231 strikeouts, and yeah. So bullpen side, a couple of guys with elevated ERAs. Boovie was doing great, and he blew a few saves. Ended up with 47, and got his ERA up over 3. But yeah, this team was stupid. There's no other word for it. Let's look at the standings. So 99 for the Astros. I'm going to look for anybody else close to that. 94 by the Mets, 99 by the Reds, 91 by the Padres, 92 by the Orioles, and 117. Look, we scored 955 runs. I have never seen a team do this in the sim in my entire life. We had a 512 slugging as a team and a 283 average. So let's hop into the awards. Edgar Mota wins the MVP. Luke Grace finished second. And for a while, Siddiqui was up here at number 2 and 3. So, okay, National League side, Alexis Fuentes. Remember him from the World Series? And we could have had him instead of Derek Siddiqui if Siddiqui had gone one pick instead. Cy Young, Derek Siddiqui, beats out Espinoza and Fred Lorenz. 3 guys with 19 at the top. He gets it based on his strikeouts alone, I'm sure. National League was Eric Stedman. I have no idea who this guy is. Batting title, doesn't get the Triple Crown. Mota just fell off at the end, finished at 312, so he doesn't get the Triple Crown. Zach DeZenzo hits 316 on the National League side. And Vesia wins a reliever here. Connor Phillips. Boovie was up here all year, fell out of it. There's Miller's Rookie of the Year season. This guy was a reliever. Johnny Frederick on the other side. Hank Aaron goes to Mota. Anybody got a Gold Glove? Grace finished second. Harvey finished second. Guzman third. And Garner finished third there. Silver Slugger. Troy Miller comes in third. Grace gets a Silver Slugger behind the plate. Mota at first. Harvey finished third at second base. Made gets a Silver Slugger at short. Santana gets one in the outfield. And there we go. Unbelievable. Let's go look at the league leaders real quick. So you can see just tailed off at the very end. But Mota and Made up here in the top 5 in hits. Doubles, we had Rada, Made, Harvey, Mota. 4 guys in the top 7. Harvey led the league in triples. Made wasn't far back. Home runs, 58 and 41 for us. 34 by Santana. RBIs, 160, 119, 105, 100. So 4 guys with 100 ribs. Made with 93. 1, 2, 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys with 100 runs scored, and Harvey just missed. I've never seen an offense do what this team did in the sim. It was, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. So there we are, and we need to advance the day. We go, went 117 games, and it's going to give us all of our league leaders, and we just went through that. And yeah, we know we already went through, got all of this. This is all finalized. So, and the Astros beat the Seattle Mariners 2-1. So we're taking on Houston. On the other side, Detroit beat Boston 2-1. So Detroit, Baltimore, Houston, LA, National League. Dodgers beat the Cubs, so they take on the Reds. Padres beat the Pirates, so now the Padres and Mets will meet for the 3rd year in a row. And we will get into that playoffs here in 1 second. Need to set our roster, and then we'll get into the playoffs. All right, for this Astros series, same lineup we've run out the entire season. This is against right-handed pitchers. This will be against left-handed pitchers. Going to roll with this rotation right here. Move Terry to the bullpen and give another lefty out of the pen. Everybody else is the same. Let's get into this series right now. Houston Astros, Game 1, Derek Siddiqui, Hunter Brown. We win 9-3. Edgar, Mota, 2 home runs. Grace, Made, Rada, Guzman, all with home runs of their own. Stole 3 bases, 2 runs over 7 innings for Siddiqui. Jordan Lawler with a home run. Pounded McClanahan and Hunter Brown. Game 2, Freddie Lorenz against Sebastian Francisco. And we win that 7-4. No home runs for them. 6 runs allowed by Francisco. Home run by Grace and Rada. Stole 4 bases. Lorenz, 4 runs, 2 earned, over 6 2/3. Boovie with the save. That takes us to Game 3. Bremner against Swigum. Are we going to get the sweep? Nope. We lose 5-2. Take Harvey with a 2-run homer. Bremner gives up 2, but then Perez gives up 3. And then Game 4, Sean Espinoza, Hunter Brown coming back on short rest. And we lose 6-4. We're going 5 games, boys and girls. Santana drives in 3. Espinoza gives up 3. Vento gives up 3. Took a 3-run homer there by Henry Gomez. Brown pitches a much better game. All right, deciding Game 5, Derek Siddiqui against Sebastian Francisco. And we win that one 6-1. And we're going to take on the Orioles. See the box score on that. 3 runs off Silseth. Santana and Mota with home runs. Looked like Edgar hit a 3-run shot. Siddiqui 11 Ks in 7 innings. And look at the brackets now. Baltimore swept Detroit, so we're going to take on the Orioles. National League side, the Reds beat the Dodgers 3-1. Mets swept San Diego. Or San Diego, they just keep getting swept at some point in the series by the Mets. So Mets and Reds, Orioles and Angels. All right, since Siddiqui went in Game 5, we got Lorenz, Bremner, Espinoza, and then back to Siddiqui. All right, Game 1, Freddie Lorenz against Roki Sasaki. We win 7-0. Okay, love that. 4-hit shutout. Mota and Grace with home runs. There we go. 10 Ks, 3 walks, 2 hits, 6 1/3 for Freddie. Bullpen did their job. Go to Game 2, Bremner against Rhett Lauder. Lose that 8-4. No home runs allowed. A lot of extra base hits, though. Another home run by Mota, another one by Grace. And Miller and Ponce didn't do it. Our 2 lefties in the pen did not do well. Go to Game 3, Espinoza against Aguero. And we win that 5-4. Santana with a home run. 3-run shot. There we go. 3 runs allowed by Espinoza. Perez gives up 1, but Vento and Boovie hang in there, get us the win. Go to Game 4, Siddiqui against Rhett Lauder. Win that 9-3. So we're up 3-1. Home run by Mota, home run by Grace. Man, those 2 are just on fire the whole year. 3 runs in 7 innings for Siddiqui. Now we go to Game 5, Freddie Lorenz, Christian Scott. Can we finish him off? No, we lose 6-0. Wow. 5 hits that game, 2 walks. Lorenz gives up 5. Home runs to Stevenson and DeBrun. All right, Game 6, Tyler Bremner, Rhett Lauder, and we win. So we're going back to the World Series, and we're going to take on the Reds. Let's check this out. Win 4-2. Bremner, big game. Tyler gets the win. 3 hits for Harvey, 3 hits for Rada. Miller and Mota with home runs. 2 runs in 6 innings. Ponce and Boovie do the job, and we're going back to the World Series, boys and girls. Take a look at the Reds lineup. Denzel Clark, Ellie De La Cruz. What did he do? 45 home runs. There we go. Kenzie Noel, DJ Morlando. They still have McLean, have Westberg, Edgar Caro. Kyle Rowley's on the bench. He's down to a 73. Rotation, Scott Heron, Jesus Luzardo, Richard Quao, Wade James, and Albert Pacheco. Sounds like a lot of computer players. Chase Hampton, who's closing. Connor Phillips. These guys. 16 games, 12, 14, 11. He only pitched in 5. So, all right. 2033 World Series. Angels going for their 3rd in a row. Can we get it done? Siddiqui against Scott Heron, Game 1. And we win 13-7. Slugfest. Wow, they had 12 hits, no home runs. We got to their first 3 pitchers pretty good. And Torrey Miller, 3 for 4 with a walk, 4 runs scored, 4 RBIs. Jesus Mate drives in 7. It's 2 home runs. Miller hit a home run. They both, not both. Miller stole a base. Mate didn't. It was Mota. Siddiqui got pounded. Frank Terry didn't do much better. Ponce was the one that came through clutch with 5 Ks and 2 2/3. But Jesus Mate and Torrey Miller were the men of the day. Let's go to game 2. Freddie Lorenz, Jesus Luzardo, battle of the lefties. We win 10-2. This is what I'm talking about. This offense is ridiculous. 4 hits allowed. Santana goes 3 for 4, scores 3 runs. Rada, 3 hits. Guzman, 2 for 4, 4 RBIs. Santana, Grace, and Guzman. Guzman with his postseason home runs. Lorenz, 2 runs over 8 innings. Go to game 3. Tyler Bremner against Richard Quo. We win 6-2. Wow. Denzer Guzman, another postseason home run. Bremner, 2 runs in 7 innings. And we are on the verge of a sweep. Game 4, Sean Espinoza, Hoyt James, and we lose 6-5. Santana with another home run. It's like we lost in extra innings. So now we go game 5, Siddiqui against Scott Heron, rematch of game 1, and we lose 9-8. Home runs by Santana, Grace, and Harvey. And 3 runs allowed by Boovie. Man, just killing us. 6 runs by Siddiqui. Not good. Looks like we had 2 back-to-back losses late. So now it goes to game 6, back home, trying to hang on and not get reverse swept. Freddie Lorenz, Jesus Luzardo. And we're going to quick manage this game. So if we win, we get to see the celebration on the field. If not, we're going to do the same thing for game 7. So fly out. Where's the offense, guys? Cruz grounds out, ground out, single, 2-run shot by Morlando. Man, there we go. Mota gets one of those right back with a solo shot. Bottom of the 9th, down 1. Luke Grace facing Kenneth Polanco. Strikes out Ray Harvey. Singles. Rada. Double play, and we lose. Now we're going to a game 7. Look at his box score. They only had 5 hits. Morlando with the 2-run shot. We only had 4 hits. Mota with the solo shot. Yeah, offense was at a premium in that game. Now it's game 7 time, 2033 World Series. Angels trying to win the World Series on their home field. The Reds down 3-0 in the series, trying to come back with a 4-game reverse sweep and steal the World Series away from the Angels and prevent getting a three-peat. All right, big game Tyler. This is his game. We got to do it. Ground out, single, strikeout, pop out, go to the bottom half. Double by Santana, single by Miller. Come on, Edgar. Strikes out Grace. Fielder's choice, 1st and 3rd. 2 out, Mate. Grounds out, go to the 2nd. Fly out, single. Fielder's choice, stolen base. Fly out, bottom half. Ground out. Single by Rada. Strikeout. Single by Guzman. Santana, come on. Double, there we go. 2-0 Angels. Single by Miller. It's 3-0. Mota walks. Grace strikes out. Go to the 3rd. Up 3. Single. Fly out. Fly out. Fly out. There we go. Bottom half. Mate grounds out. Harvey walks. Fielder's choice. Triple by Garner. Makes it 4-0. Go to the 4th. Strikeout. Fly out. Ground out. Bottom half. Ground out. A single. Steals 2nd. Double by Mota makes it 5-0. New pitcher. Ground out. Single. It's 6-0. They showed up today. Ground out. They want those 3 in a row. Ground out. Double by Westberg. Ground out. Ground out. Go to the bottom half. Strikeout. Single. 2-run shot by Denzer. He does it again. He loves hitting home runs in the postseason. Single by Santana. Fielder's choice. Fly out. We go to the 6th. Ground out. Ground out. Walk. Single. Fly out. Go to bottom half. Grace doubles. Man, once the offense gets rolling, man, it just doesn't stop. Go to the 7th inning. Bremner, 1 more inning. Fly out. Fly out. Strikeout. Go to the bottom half. Fly out. Ground out. Strikeout. Tyler, let's go 1 batter at a time. Walk. All right, you're out of the game. Pitching change. We are going to Alfonso. Fielder's choice. Double play. There we go. Bottom half. Single. Steals second. He's got 4 hits in a game 7. Moda pops out. Grace walks. New pitcher. Fielder's choice. Harvey flies out. We go to the 9th. 8-0 lead. And we're going to go to Mr. Boovie. Make sure and finishes this on a good note. Strikes out Noel. Pops out. Now we're going to watch him face Matt McLean. All right, top of the 9th. 8-0 lead. Game 7. Trying to finish this off. And there's a long home run on the first pitch. Poor Boovie gets jumped on the first pitch for a long home run. But thank God we have an 8-run lead coming into the inning. 465. Absolute nuke. Boovie's like, come on, man. All right, don't get the shutout in Game 7. Just got to not completely implode and give up 6 this inning. Got to bring in Mason Neville. Nobody on, 2 outs. First pitch is high. Neville, 265 on the postseason. Over 3 tonight. Neville ahead and count 2-1. Here's the pitch from Boovie. High, ball 3. Come on, Daryl. 3-1 count now. Reds still battling to the last pitch. Here it comes. Strike at the letters. Now we get a 3-2 count. Nobody on, 2 out. Top of the 9th, Game 7. Neville, a tough out. He's fouled off 3 pitches in a row. Full count. Nobody on, 2 out. Game 7. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out. And your Angels have won 3 straight World Series championships. Man. And this was clearly their most dominant season in the regular season. Had a little more trouble in the playoffs in the last 2 years, but they got it done. I was a little scared coming in this game, man. Jump out to a 3-0 lead and then blow 3 straight. But in the end, big game Tyler Bremner shuts them down. And we win that trophy one more time. Here's Manfred for the 3rd straight year. 2nd straight year on home field. And there it is. There's our World Championship trophy for 2033. Man, we built a juggernaut of a team through the draft. All right, let's check out this box score one last time for the season. 6 hits allowed, 2 walks, home run by McLean at the end. Lit up their starting pitcher, and then our side, 3 hits for Santana. Drives into 4 hits for Miller. Home run by Denzer again. We hit 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Miller stole 2 bags. Bremner, no runs allowed over 7 innings. Alfonso, a perfect 8th, and Boovie, 1 bad pitch in the 9th to give up a run to break the shutout. But wow, I'm stunned and pleased at the same time. Yes, we have done it again for the 3rd straight year, and let's find out who the World Series and playoff MVPs are. Denzer Guzman gets the World Series MVP. Oh my goodness. Edgar Mota was playoff MVP again. Denzer, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, hit .423 in the World Series. Wow. Denzer, home runs in the first, well, game 2 and game 3, and then a big one there in game 7. And then Mota, 8 home runs, 16 RBIs. Grace had 7 home runs. And Mota just had 1 home run in the World Series. That didn't matter. Wow. Torrey Miller, 21 hits in the playoffs. Mota had 20. Pitching side, Bremner undefeated in the postseason. So was Siddiqui. Elevated ERA, though. You can see right there, our last 5 seasons, lost in the wild card round to the A's, lost in the ALCS after a 104-win season to the Mariners, and then we beat the Mets in the World Series back-to-back years. And we demolished the American League in the regular season and then win a 7th game thriller against the Reds. And there's our achievement page. Went from 1 World Series title to 4, 5 100-win seasons, 4 league pennants, all those strikeout champions, all those MVPs and Cy Youngs. All right, we are done with 2033, and Edgar Mota needs 4 home runs to reach 300. So the rest of this is just going to be what can these guys put up through their careers. not even so worried about whether we win world championships or not. It's seeing what Edgar Moda's career looks like. Look at all of those trophies. 2-time playoff MVP, World Series MVP, All-Star Game MVP, won 5 regular season MVPs. Just ridiculous. And Derek Siddiqui got 1 MVP, 2 All-Stars, 1 Rookie of the Year, 4 Cy Youngs, and he's at 92 wins. So he'll be up to 100 wins next year pretty quick. And he'll, if he has a decent CEO, 227 Ks would get him to 1,500. So that he can get to 1,500 Ks next year. Over 200 every single year. And Freddie Lorenz, didn't see it before. We signed him to a large extension, and he got his 101st win earlier this year. And yeah, he's just been money. One guy that I'll let you know here, Tyler, we did extend him for 1 more year at 21.5. And he had his best year in the majors as far as wins go. Gave up more hits than innings pitched. And it was kind of up and down season. I'm not going to bring him back after next season. We already have a ton of young pitchers. We already brought up Espinoza. McGinnis came up and pitched a little bit this year in long relief. Didn't pitch great, but he came up. Terry came up and replaced Duke. Duke struggled with a 5 ERA. We also have Daniel Mateo. Came up, pitched a little bit at the start of the year, and then hurt his shoulder and went back to the minors and pitched really well there. Marcelo Espinoza won 15 games at AAA. And he's going to be close. This is another one, Felix Campillo. We drafted him 2 years ago, and he pitched great. So we have a bunch of young pitchers ready to come up. And, they're going to battle for that number 5 spot next year. And then when Bremner's gone, we'll slide Espinoza up, and one of these other guys will come up. Espinoza is already 29 as well, so he's not going to be around forever. But these guys are chomping at the bit to get to the major leagues, and we got to save some money somewhere. So, all right, on to the 2034 season. And we've reached the off season after the 2033 season, and we have some retirements. Christian Yelich finally retired at age 42, hasn't played in 3 years. 2,147 hits, only 306 home runs, hit 277. Zach Gallen, 38 years old, actually pitched with Minnesota this past year, 147 wins, 136 losses, 3.75 ERA. Alex Bregman hasn't played for 3 seasons, 2,067 hits, 339 home runs. Corbin Burns only missed 1 season, and he had 139 wins, 130 losses, 3.8 ERA, kind of blew up late in his career. And we got some big name hitters coming up here. Bryce Harper hasn't played in 3 years, but he finished with 2,374 hits, 435 home runs, hit 279. Manny Machado hasn't played in 2 years, finished with 2,887 hits, 482 home runs, hit 276. And finally, Jose Ramirez just didn't play last season and finished with 2,551 hits, 407 home runs, and hit 272. So lots of big names no longer in the roster file. And Hall of Famer, all 3 of those last guys, Manny Machado, Jose Ramirez, and Bryce Harper. I don't think I've ever seen 3 guys make it to the Hall of Fame in 1 season, but they all deserve it. And Rafael Devers went to the Reds for 2 years, $34.7 million. So they'll be strong again next year. Hunter Green goes to the Cubs. Walker Jenkins to the Phillies. Bo Bichette at 36 years old goes to Miami. Sammy Barrero out of the league completely, off to the Dodgers. Good. Hate facing him out of anybody's bullpen. And I want to look at our salary contract going forward before we get into the start of the next year. We got Freddie Lorenz at $34 million for the next 5. Siddiqui, 4 more years on his deal. Ray Harvey, he's going even further to the right. Moda, how far is it? Through 38. So, yep, he's got 5 more years on him. That'll take him to age 30. Made, 4 more years. Bremner, we're going to let him go after this year because I have a glut of young starting pitching in the organization. He's already 30. Santana, 4 more years. Rosario, we're going to let him go after this year. We have other outfielders that are cheaper, and we can use that money to spend elsewhere. Rada, 2 more years. Then he needs a deal. Garner, 2 more years. Then he needs a deal. Guzman, 3. Grace, 2. We're going to have to fork over a big contract there. Perez for 3. Boovie for 4. Pinellas just got $5 million in arbitration. I don't know why. You may have to carry him on the major league roster, but I'm not going to pay that next year. I'll just cut him next year if I have to. Vento for 3, Alfonso for 4. So we're going to run into some contract issues in the not too distant future. These guys are all arbitration or renewables. And Rubio should be up in another year or so. Miller, we're going to pay him next year. Couldn't pay him this year. We're going to pay him next year. And he'll basically replace Rosario's contract. And then we got a bunch of bullpen and starting pitchers here that are all just begging to come to the major leagues. And then we got a bunch of these guys down here that'll be moving up and being up soon. Fuentes will probably be our backup catcher next year. And get that contact up. And if we just can't get a deal done with Grace, then we'll just make ML Fuentes our starting catcher. He's also third base eligible, so he could also slide in and play some third in place of Denzer Guzman, and we don't lose a bunch of defense. And I want to show you something. This is why I'm not going to bring Tyler Bremner back after this next season. Look at these guys. I've pitched a bunch of guys that are in the minor leagues or pitched very little in the major leagues in a rotation. I put all of our guys down at the bottom so they wouldn't pitch. And so we got all of these starts from our prospect pitchers. And look at this, 129 ERA, 129, 288, 291. McGinnis was the worst at 323. Yeah, we've got plenty of young pitchers in the minor leagues, and they are very, very close to being major league ready. Terry already pitched in the majors, so did Duke. And yeah, we're stocked. So might see a wholesale change in our rotation at some point, but we're in good shape going forward with our starting pitching prospects. And as we begin the 2034 season, this is the starting lineup against right-handed pitching, exactly what we did last year. Same thing with lefties. Everything is exactly the same. Only difference is we have Jose Rodriguez now in the major leagues backing up middle infield. Alex Pinellas and his $5 million arbitration award is going to start the season in the major leagues. And this will be the last year we have Kalai Rosario. Pitching rotation, Siddiqui, Lorenz, Bremner, Espinoza, and Frank Terry. Terry finished the season in the number 5 role. Duke, even though he had a great spring, is not going to be in the major league roster. We're not going to go with a long reliever. Perez, Vento, Ojeda. Pineda's our new lefty to replace Miller. Alfonso, Ponce, and Bouvy. If Bouvy doesn't cut it this year, if something happens with him again, we'll go to Abe Vento as our closer. And if we need any pitching help during the season, we got a bunch of guys in the 80s down here in the minor leagues. I almost went with Mateo, but I want to give him a full run. He was injured last year and missed a little bit of progression, so he's going to stay down there. McGinnis, his only issue is his low hits per 9. He's got great walks per 9. Richard Duke, we've already seen him in the major leagues. And Felix Campillo is going to probably be 2 years away. And then we also have a starting pitcher as a long reliever. If we need somebody in the bullpen, we've got Gary McGraw, the closer down here. He's 83 overall. And I just want to make sure he pitched a lot instead of just sitting in our bullpen at the major league level, only throwing 50 games all year. I want him to close and be ready. So if we get an injury or someone's just really stinking it up, we'll go bring him up. But we've got a lot of pitching reinforcements down in the minors. And on the minor league side hitting, we have Connor Comstock, good leadoff type hitter, Alexis Rubio, and Emil Fuentes. They will be coming up for injuries on the major league side. And give you a quick update. We're May 3rd, 2034. Angels 26-9 on the season. And we had our first big injury here to left field. Leandro Santana, broken shin. He's out 1 to 2 months, which is a shame. Hitting .285, 9 doubles, 4 triples, 6 home runs already, 22 RBI, 7 steals. And since he is out, we've called up prospect Alexis Rubio. He has great contact against both sides, but especially against lefties. Good discipline, good clutch, and we're going to put him at DH, and that will slide Torrey Miller to full-time at left field. And we'll have to push Jesus Mate up to lead off now, and go from there. And Leandro Santana is back off the DL. Alexis Rubio, see what his progression looks like, and his time in the majors, 43 games, 8 home runs, 30 RBIs, 6 steals, hitting .291. And we're sending him back to AAA because I want him to play every day and not sit on our bench. And Edgar Mota wins his 5th home run derby championship, just pounding out home runs in every round. 467 foot was his longest, and he beat Walker Jenkins. And it is All-Star Game Day, and we have, for the first time in forever, 0 pitchers on the team. Not sure why, but okay, we'll take that. But on the hitter side, we have Made, Rada, Mota, Grace, Harvey, Guzman. That's 6 guys in the starting lineup, plus Ricky Garner, plus Torrey Miller. So we have 8 hitters, 6 of them in the starting lineup in this year's All-Star Game. So as you can tell, our offense is off the charts halfway through the season. And here is the draft that we did. We found this Carmen Barrero, really short third baseman, 86 potential, 64 overall, great bat, not a lot of power, has got a strong arm and decent stealing there. And at 5'8", we're going to move him to either shortstop or second. I might give him both, give him second, short, and third, but he's a middle infielder, not a third baseman, especially with that low power rating, but it'll be a good one to develop for long term. Also got Rob Caruth. He was a top 10 player that fell to us, and we had an extra pick at 31 for Miller getting Rookie of the Year. So we went ahead and took a shot with this guy. Came in on the lower side. He's got some power. He's got a strong arm and really good speed, and he can play all infield positions. So at 18, and he's a switch hitter. He's only a C potential, but looks like a long-term backup infielder with some pop, so I don't mind taking a shot with him at the end of the first round. Did get to 84 potential, 57 overall. Starting pitcher, just has low hits per 9. 18 years old, we'll just let him cook in the minors. 94 potential starting pitcher with 57 overall right now. Only 59 stamina, so he's going to go to the bullpen and be a lefty. I figured he'd be a left-hand reliever, so I'm not disappointed that his stamina is so low. But we get an A lefty for the pen, 6'5", 240, throws hard, and we'll just let him develop. And then 79 potential, 62 overall pitcher. Took another shot, didn't work out. And this guy, he never would sign. No matter what we did, we wouldn't sign. And we have a 44 overall, 70 potential guy here. Just trying to take some shots at the end of the draft and hope for the best. So this guy will probably get cut. He's 44 overall. It's going to take forever. And we can use that spot for somebody else. So we'll have those 2 guys gone. But we did get at least 5 decent players and 1A and 2 Bs, 2 Cs, and very happy with this pick. And this one wasn't too bad. It was worth the shot, and we'll just see how these guys turn out. And I looked at the extension for Tyler Bremner. He wants 5 years at 20, basically 25 mil per at 30 years old. We have a bunch of guys that are ready to go into the rotation, so I'm not going to spend this money. I thank him for all of his wonderful years and his great pitching in the postseason. But it's time to move on, let him go somewhere else, make money there, and use our good starting pitcher crop that we have down in the minor leagues. So he'll be the first one to leave the team, he and Cly Rosario, that you guys have come to know and love. And I had a scenario pop up, so I went in, quick managed for the 7th and 8th, and we've made it to the top of the 9th inning. Angels lead the Yankees 6-0. Sean Espinoza going for his 2nd career no-hitter. And we're going to sim the first 2 outs and watch the 3rd one and see if he can get this thing done. Villaforte grounds out. Rodin strikes out. So Ryan Kutch at the plate. Espinoza 1 out away from his 2nd no-hitter. All right. Had one with Freddie. Already did one with Espinoza last year. Strike 1 right down the middle. Never had a pitcher throw 2 no-hitters before in franchise, so this will be fun. Espinoza down on the count 2-1, trying to finish this thing off. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to second. Harvey's got it. Throw to first, and Espinoza has his 2nd no-hitter in his career. My goodness. Did not expect him to be the one to throw 2 no-hitters. But there it is, and you guys have seen the final out of each one. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. Let's check out this box score. Did he just throw a perfect game? Did he just throw a perfect game? 5 for 5 for Made. And I didn't scroll down far enough. My bad. Charlie Condon got hit by a pitch. Otherwise, Kutch wouldn't have been up. So it wasn't a perfect game. It was just a no-hitter. He was 1 batter away from a perfect game. Okay, either way, he still threw his 2nd no-hitter. And we finish off the 2034 season with a 116-46 record, scoring 940 runs, only allowing 576. This team is just a gross display of excess. Only lost 13 games in the division, won 55 at home, 61 games on the road. And we are the best team by far in baseball. It's not even close. Look at league leaders. Siddiqui led in strikeouts, winning percentage. Tyler Bremner got his 20th win. Siddiqui 4.9 WAR. Hitting side, Mota 59 home runs, 156 RBIs, 335 average, 218 hits, 131 runs scored. Torrey Miller 101 walks. And Edgar Mota, won the Triple Crown and wasn't even really that close. Wow. Grace hit 307, Rada 303, Miller 298. So you can go to the awards now. Derek Siddiqui wins another Cy Young. So he had to steal it from Bremner based on strikeouts alone because Bremner won 20 games. Mota wins the Hank Aaron. Mota wins the MVP, batting title, and Triple Crown. I knew he was going to get one of these years. 335, 59, and 156. Alexis Fuentes on the other side, 285, 38, and 104. And Siddiqui, he did not deserve it. That should have gone to Tyler Bremner at 20 and 6 with a 321. This is based on strikeouts more than wins. And Bremner, I would say, had the better year. 170 hits, only 12 home runs allowed. Siddiqui, 193 hits, 24. Yeah, he stole a Cy Young from his teammate. And Bremner is going to be a free agent. We are not bringing him back. Hope he goes and makes a big fat check somewhere else. Nationally, Greg Holman wins his second in 3 years. Again, batting title to Mota and Ryan Yastrzemski. Chase Burns, reliever of the year. Rookie of the year, Matt Granger for Tampa Bay. 26 home runs. That's a good one. And they drafted a generational second baseman in the draft. Hank Aaron again to Mota. Any Gold Gloves. Mota at first. Harvey finished second. Guzman gets another one at third. Made finally gets one at short. Miller gets a Silver Slugger at DH. Grace a Silver Slugger. Mota a Silver Slugger. Harvey was second. Guzman was third. Made was third. And Rada finished fourth. So there we go. A lot of hardware. And let's look at the other standings. 116 wins. Mariners win 91. Astros fell off. 91. 100 for the Mets. So we may see another Angels-Mets World Series. Have to see how this playoff goes. And there we go. We're going to take on the Mariners again. They swept Boston. Texas beat Minnesota, so it's Tampa Bay and Texas. National League side, Washington beats Colorado. Pittsburgh beats Cincinnati. So Padres and Pirates, Mets and Nationals on that side. So I'm going to get our roster and our rotation and lineup set, and we'll get into this playoff round. And Seattle's lineup, very familiar with all of these guys. We have Matt McLean now playing second base. And Austin Riley against left-handed pitchers at third. Pitching side, Elliot Gonzalez. He's a rookie, went 11 and 9. There you go. Jackson Wiggins, Cade Anderson, Andrew Abbott is down at 4. Brian Wu is injured in the bullpen right now. And Chase Burns is our closer. How long is Wu out for? 1 to 6 days. So he might be back, but may not be back for this series. And as I advance today, Brian Wu is healthy, and now he'll start game 1. Okay, whatever. Derek Siddiqui against Brian Wu, game 1. We win 4-3. Gave up 3 solo home runs. No home runs from us, but we got 4 runs, and Siddiqui with the win, Bento with the save. Game 2, Lorenz, Elliot Gonzalez. We win 8-6. He hit 2 home runs. Looks like we had a walk-off off Class A. There we go. Santana, Mota hit 3 home runs. Grace hit 2. So one of those guys, it could have been Santana, whatever. Those 3 guys hit 6 home runs combined and drove in all 8 runs. And we got a walk-off home run from somebody. And okay, we'll take that. All right. So game 3, going for the sweep. Tyler Bremner, Mr. 20-game winner. Big game Tyler against Jackson Wiggins. And we win. Get a shutout, win 7-0 and sweep the Mariners. Luke Grace with a home run and 4 hits. Bremner 8 shutout innings. Pineda finished it off. And we're going to take on the Texas Rangers now. Over the National League side, Mets. beat Washington. Padres beat Pittsburgh, and looked like the Padres won the first game of the NLCS. That's the third straight year those teams are playing each other in the NLCS. This will be our first time taking on Texas. And I am not going to adjust this rotation. We're just going to go with this. And then I will adjust later if we need to bring Siddiqui back early. He would pitch 1, 2, 3. Siddiqui could pitch game 6 and Lorenz game 7. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and just leave Espinoza in here against Aquino game 1. Win that 10-1. We gave up 3 hits, 3 walks. Home run by Mota, home run by Harvey. Espinoza, 7 great innings. Go to game 2, Siddiqui against Mason Weber. Win that 8-2. Home runs by Harvey and Miller. Ton of doubles. Siddiqui, 2 runs over 7 innings. Go to game 3, Freddie Lorenz, Elmer Garcia. Win that 7-2. Mate and Guzman with home runs. Lorenz, 1 run over 5 2/3. Terry, 3 innings in relief, starting pitcher. So we use both lefties. And we're going for our 7th straight postseason win. See if we can sweep both first 2 rounds. Game 4, Tyler Bremner, Guillermo Aquino, and we do. We win 7-2. We have not lost in the postseason. Torrey Miller with a home run. Edgar Mota, 2 more home runs. Bremner, 1 run over 6 2/3. Boovie came in and got the save. And let's see what's going on in the National League. 3-2 San Diego. I really want San Diego to win. I want to play them instead of the Mets for the 3rd time in 4 years. Let's advance the day. And the Mets tie it up. My goodness. Let's go this way. Let's go to San Diego's page. All right, so they were up 3-1. They've lost the last 2. Go to game 7, Luke Carrera against Paul Skeens. And the Mets win. Wow, we're going to play the Mets in the World Series again. My goodness. The poor Padres cannot finish off the Mets. Just can't do it. So it's going to be our 3rd time playing the Mets in 4 years in the World Series. Yeah, Juan Soto is not on the playoff roster. He's 35. He's a 68 overall. And he did play this season, hit 260, but he's such a low overall. Computer does not have him on there, so we don't have to worry about Soto in the World Series. All right, game 1, World Series. Derek Siddiqui, Bryce Miller. And we win 3-2. Frelick and Noel with home runs. And looks like we got a walk-off win in the 10th inning. Walk-off in the 10th. Home runs by Santana and Torrey Miller. Bento blew the save, but we got the win. Go to game 2. Freddie Lorenz, Paul Skeens. And we win 5-0. No home run, obviously. Home run by Ricky Lorenz, 7 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts. Guys, we haven't lost a playoff game this year. All right, game 3, Tyler Bremner, Greg Holman. Can we keep the winning streak going? No, we lose 6-3, our first loss in the postseason. No home runs by us, 5 runs allowed by Bremner. It's his worst playoff start in his career. He's been lights out. Home runs by Fuentes and Williamson. Now we go to game 4, see if we can keep this with a lead or if we're going to be tied. Espinoza against Camacho, and we lose 7-6. Home run by Luke Grace. Espinoza got hammered. Montgomery with a home run. All right, game 5. Got to win this. Derek Siddiqui, Paul Skeens, and we win 5-2. So we just need one more win. Mate with a home run. Siddiqui 2 runs over 6 innings. Vento with the save. And now we go to game 6. Freddie Lorenz against Greg Holman. We'll quick manage this game. All right, the Mets have to win this game to stay alive. We're trying to beat them for the 3rd time in 4 years. Stan Jarvis leading things off. Grounds out. Frelick grounds out. Campbell grounds out to the bottom half. Mate fly out. Ground out. Ground out to the 2nd. Strikeout. 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 Freddie's on a roll. Grace reaches on an error. Harvey with a 2-run shot. Man, he had a career high in home runs this year. Rada flies out. Garner singles. Steals second base. Strikeout. A fly out to the 3rd. Strikeout. Walk. Stolen base. Fly out. Another walk. Single. That's our first hit. It's 2-1. Ground out gets out of the inning. Mate strikes out. Santana grounds out. Mota singles. Grace with a 2-run shot. It's 4-1. fly out, go to the fourth, strikeout, single, strikeout, walk, fly out to the bottom half, strikeout, single by Garner, caught stealing, strikeout, go to the fifth, fly out, strikeout, ground out, bottom half, Miller doubles, Made facing a new pitcher, flies out, Santana walks, Moda strikes out, Grace strikes out to the sixth, ground out, pop out, bottom half, Harvey doubles, Rada flies out, Garner singles, it's 5-1, double play, now we go to the seventh, Montgomery singles, Williamson flies out, Seymour double play, there we go, bottom half, new pitcher, Miller flies out, Made grounds out, Santana grounds out to the eighth, and we'll let Freddie start this inning. Ground out, strikeout, ground out to the bottom half, Moda, new pitcher, pop out, single, fly out, error, strikeout to the ninth. We're going to let Freddie stay in here as far as we can. Single, a fly out, strikeout. Let's watch him try and finish this off against Colson Montgomery. All right, man on first, 2 outs, top of the ninth, 4-run lead. Freddie trying to finish this off with a complete game. First pitch to Montgomery, high for a ball. Montgomery's 1 for 3 with a single today. He's got 3 home runs in the postseason. Tying run is still in the dugout. Come on, Freddie, finish this off. I know he's over 100 pitches. That's okay. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. If he gets on, we'll bring in a new pitcher. Montgomery works it to a 3-1 count. Come on, Freddie, finish him off. Pitch number 109. And low for ball 4, so we're going to have to go to the pen. And looks like Computer Manager is going to do it for me. Okay. And trotting in is going to be Abe Vento. Hasn't had the strongest postseason, but just need 1 out right here. All right, tying run is on deck. It's not on base or at bat, so we're good. First pitch to Ben Williamson is way outside for ball 1. Williamson, 106 in the postseason, 1 home run. That is not good. All right, 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 count. Here's the pitch from Vento. Fouled off. You got a 1-1 count on Williamson. Just need a nice little ground ball to second base. There's a line shot fouled on the right field line. Now it's down to 1 pitch. We just need 1 strike from Abe Vento to win our 4th in a row. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, took it, and there we go. Your Angels win their 4th consecutive World Series, 3rd time against the Mets. Maybe one of these years the Padres will knock off the Mets so we don't have to play them, but there we go. This team is a juggernaut. It is absolutely ridiculous. At bat, in the field, on the mound, and the poor Mets don't want to see us anymore. And there it is, our 4th straight World Championship trophy. There's Rob Manfred. Got a new manager. Our other one retired, so we had to get a new manager, and he comes in and doesn't have to do too much. This team's already loaded. And there we go. Number 4. Not since the Yankees of the 50s and 40s has a team won that many in a row. There's the straight one, and there's the happy one. There we go. Check this box score. 4 hits allowed, 4 walks, no extra base hits. Our side, Grace, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Rada, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 3 hits for Ricky Garner. Home runs by Grace and Harvey. Lorenz goes 3-0 in the postseason. Just couldn't quite finish it off to get the complete game, but Vento does, and we are world champs again. And World Series MVP goes to Torrey Miller. Hit .333 with 1 home run and 5 RBI. I know some other guys had more home runs. They just must have had a lower batting average. Postseason MVP, though, goes to Luke Grace. 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, hit .417. Just edges out Edgar Moda. See, Miller hit .391 in the playoffs, so that wasn't a fluke MVP in the World Series. Wow. What a team. 22 hits in 13 games for Grace, 20 for Moda. Miller with 19. Unreal. Pitching side, outside of Espinoza, everybody pitched awesome. Bullpen, Alfonso had a rough one. But yeah, there it is. 4 straight. Is it going to show out here? There it is, 4 straight world championships. And going into the 2034-2035 offseason, Tarek Skubal, the first big name I see that has retired. Did not play last year. 153 wins, 3.20 ERA. Josh Hader retired. Ended up with 511 saves, 2.84 ERA with 1,300 strikeouts and 1,060 innings. Trey Turner retires. Ends up with 2,418 hits, 278 home runs, 451 steals, hit 287. Kevin Biggio, one of our guys we've had in the team, in the organization since the very start when we started this thing. Helped us out, played these 4 seasons right here, and got himself at least a couple of World Series rings. Matt Chapman retired, 334 home runs. Jazz Chisholm retires, 245 home runs, 224 steals. Kevin Ginkel, a former Rule 5 draft pick of ours way back here, pitched for us for 4 seasons. Frankie Lindor retired, finished with 2,501 hits, 403 home runs, 313 steals, hit 272. Tyson Miller, one of our former Rule 5 draft picks, pitched great in our bullpen for a while. Luis Robert retired, ended up with 199 home runs, 239 average. Adley Rutschman. Corey Seager retires, 365 home runs, hit 287. Multiple award winner. Ryan Ward, one of our other Rule 5 draft picks, 24 home run season, won Rookie of the Year, had that big playoff series against the A's, even though we lost in Game 3. Devin Williams retired. He went to my high school. Missed playing with my son by 1 year. Connor Wong, had him for a little bit, spent most of the time in the minors with us. And Danny Young, one of our better left-handed relievers in the pen, pitched a while, 5-6 years for us, did a great job. And Francisco Lindor makes it to Hall of Fame, but no Corey Seager. Wow. And as much as I'd love to bring Tyler Bremner back, we got to let him go. We have too many guys in the minors that are running out of options that need to come up and pitch in the rotation. And I think he only wants 22 mil a year. Well, we're not going to go 6 years. If we wanted to go 3 years, it would take about 24 mil, and I would rather spend that money elsewhere, and let's start using our young pitchers that we drafted. Fly Rosario, guy's been great for us as a Rule 5 draft pick going back to the first season, and we just have newer, younger, better players to replace him, and it's time for him to go on somewhere else. Now I'm going to take a shot here and hope he doesn't accept it. I'm going to give Tyler Bremner a 1-year qualifying offer so that we can get a draft pick if somebody else signs him. If he comes back, then we have him for another year. And Tyler Bremner declined the qualifying offer, which is fine. He's not coming back, but we will get a draft pick once he signs with another team. And I just noticed free agent signing at the top of the page. Fernando Tatis, 3 years, $65 million with the Chicago Cubs. Wow, we got some big names at the top of the board. Kenny Davidson, he went in the same draft as Edgar Mota. He's going to be a free agent, not coming back to Seattle unless they get him back. Ruben Ullman, big strikeout pitcher for the Cardinals, is going to be a free agent. Ryan Wu, there's Bremner. Here we go, Garrett Crochet. Ullman goes to the Red Sox, 8 years, $311 million. Kenny Davidson goes back to the Mariners. And Tyler Bremner goes to the Red Sox. So they get Ullman and Bremner. Red Sox trying to buy a pitching rotation. 5 years, $125 million. Good job. Way to go, Tyler. And they get Brian Wu. They signed 3 top starting pitchers in this class. Wow. Definitely buying a pitching staff. And look at the draft lottery. The top 2 teams on the list are the Dodgers and the Yankees, and the Blue Jays are third. My goodness. How things change. Unbelievable. And the Blue Jays jump over both teams. Dodgers go down 1. The Yankees drop 3 spots to 5. Wow. Ethan Halladay gets traded to the Pirates for 3 prospects. Wow. And we are at the end of the offseason. We have an $8 million competitive balance tax we're paying, $33 million in revenue sharing. We're paying over $300 million on our salaries. And we still have $66 million available. We've got Freddie Lorenz for 4 more years. Derek for 3. Harvey, I believe he's got 7 more years. Mota for 4, Made 3, Santana 3, Espinoza 3. Miller, we just signed him to an extension. So this team could look very different after we get through the next 3 to 5 years. Some of these guys will be brought back. but some of them won't, and we'll have to pick and choose and see which ones. Freddie, he's going to be done at the end of that contract. He'll be 34, and he can ride off to the sunset after that, but some of these other guys have a long way to go still in their careers, so let's get on to the next year. And we signed Luke Grace to a 5-year, $118 million extension to avoid arbitration. And we've reached opening day 2035. Take a look at our lineups for this year. Corey Miller is going to go up to second against righties. Against lefties, Santana and Mate go to the top. Miller comes in here at 7. And we've added middle infielder Ed Vaughn this year. 24-year-old C potential middle infielder. Just going to be a backup. Doesn't have the greatest defense at all, but we needed an extra middle infielder since we haven't been able to find any in the last few years to develop into a backup at the major league level. Alexis Rubio is going to be on the team. He's about ready to play every day, and if we see any regression out of Denzer Guzman at all, I'm going to move Ricky Garner to third base, and then we'll have Rubio, Miller, and Rada and Santana playing outfield and DH. Malacca is back as a middle infield outfield backup, and Laverde is our backup catcher. And starting rotation side, Derek Siddiqui 1, Freddie Lorenz 2, Sean Espinoza slides up to 3, Terry slides up to 4, and Daniel Mateo, the new one, taking over for Tyler Bremner, who left as a free agent. Jimmy McGinnis is he's out of options, so he has to come up. He's going to be our long reliever. And then Perez Ojeda, Buvi, Pineda, Alfonso, Ponce, all setting up for Abe Vento, who is our new full-time closer. Got 38 saves last year, and he's much more reliable than Buvi is. Top prospects-wise, we just drafted Henry Vega Ramos, but he's already at number 2 because he's an A potential. We also have 2 more A potential pitchers, and Brandon Morey and Eddie Ramos. We also have Connor Comstock. He's about ready to come up to the majors. Emil Fuentes will be our backup catcher next year. Only kept Laverde just to give Fuentes one more year to develop. McGraw is about ready to come up to the major leagues as well. And then we got a bunch of guys for the longer term down here. But we're in really good shape. And you can see we've won 4 straight World Series, 5 straight years with 100 wins or more. This team is a juggernaut, and curious to see what happens this year because Edgar Mota is very close to 400 home runs and 1,000 RBIs. Let me go to his roster here. Edgar needs 45 home runs for 400, and he needs 58 RBI for 1,000. So he'll get both. He'll get the RBIs for sure, and based on his averages, he probably should get to 45 home runs this year as well. And I won't show 400. I'm going to wait for him to get 500, and then we'll show that one. And we're one turn through the rotation. Had to hop in already. Daniel Mateo makes this start against the Cardinals. We win 15-0. Mota and Harvey with home runs, but Mateo, his first major league start, goes 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 7 Ks. Yeah, I think he's going to fill in just nicely for Tyler Bremner. If we go to Mateo, you can see he pitched 2 years ago, pitched 4 games in long relief before he got injured. And then I pushed him down into AAA and let him develop down there last year while Bremner finished off his contract. And what a great start for him. There we go. Daniel Mateo, our newest starting rotation addition. And we get our first big injury in a while. Alexis Rubio, torn ACL, out for the season, so we'll have to replace him. Put him on the 60-day DL. And to replace him, we're going to bring up Emil Fuentes right now, having a good AAA season. He's got big-time powers, improving his contact, hitting .259, 17 bombs. He can play catcher, first, and third, and Luke Grace can also play catcher, first, in all 3 outfield spots. So we'll replace the outfielder by using these 2 guys in combination, either at DH or in the catcher, DH, or outfield. In the 2035 draft, we found the number 1 player, Ricky Silver, ranked number 1 overall, unranked player. Our scouts found him, and we're going to snag this guy with our first-round pick and not mess around. And Edgar Mota wins another Home Run Derby championship. That's his 6th. And the 2035 All-Star Game, again, we have no pitchers. I am not sure what is up with that. But on the hitter side, Leandro Santana, Torrey Miller, Edgar Mota, Luke Grace, Ray Harvey, Jesus Mate, Nelson Rada. So we had 2 guys. 2 guys, so we ended up with 7 starters in the starting lineup. And Denzer Guzman on the bench. So we have 8 guys with 7 of them starting. I think we're pretty good. And now we can look at the rest of our draft class. Ricky Silver, he was ranked number 1 by our Discovery Scout and our positional scouts. Comes in as a 92 potential, 60 overall. It's going to be a great hitter. Not much of a defender, has good speed. He'll develop up just like Luke Grace has done, Santana has done, and Rubio and all those guys. He's going to be a great hitter down the road, and we'll probably move him from third base to second base, maybe first base. We'll see how it goes. Second pick of the draft for us, we took Alvaro Herrera, 94 potential, 65 overall. Guy's going to be good. He's 22 years old. I knew he was older. He's an A potential though, so he'll be somebody that we can plug in and he'll be ready to go in about 3 years. Third pick, we got an 88 potential, 58 overall, slugging first baseman. He looks just like the catcher we drafted, Fuentes, and we're going to leave him at first base. Then we get another A potential, 54 overall, Edgar Hernandez, starting pitcher. Again, another one that's going to take a little bit, really good pitching clutch though, and he throws left-handed. All important to get another lefty for the rotation down the road after Freddie Lorenz is gone. Then we get a 79 potential, 59 overall pitcher here in Jung-Woo Lee. Knew he wasn't going to strike out very many guys, but hits and walks are really good, so we'll see how he progresses. Worst case is we shove him in the bullpen later. Got an 82 potential, 62 overall closing pitcher. Really good numbers there. He was injured, so his numbers are down just a touch. Could have been an A, but we'll take that. It's another good level ratings across the board. Bullpen arm for down the road, 6'5", 220. And then our last pick, there wasn't much to pick from, so we just took a swing and hope for the best and didn't hit it here with Lincoln Lott. 65 potential, 62 overall, and 15 durability. He's going to find his way not on the roster. We're going to cut him. He is not worth keeping. But I would say really good draft considering we had 3 A's, 2 B's, and a high C. That was a good draft picking at the end of every round. And here on August 7th against Tampa Bay, look at this. Sean Espinosa came that close to a third no-hitter. I do not know what it is with him, but this dude loves to have low hits per outing. Unbelievable. And we are in Coors Field, Denver, Colorado. 7 games left in the season. And Edgar Mota sitting on an 11-game hit streak, and he also is sitting at 399 career home runs, and we're going to hop in and try and get that home run for him. Now we're going to pick things up here in the top of the third inning. We've already got 3 runs in, 2 singles, a walk, and a triple. Got Santana at second base after a stolen base, so Mota's coming up now. 0 for 1 on the day, looking for home run number 400. See Edgar's numbers on the year, 303, 44, and 118. Mota down on the count, 1-2. It's like the wind's blowing out to right. There it goes! See you later! Into the bullpen. Career home run number 400 for Edgar Mota as the Angels come pouring out of the dugout. Celebrate on the field with him. There it is. And we got it on camera. Let's go. See this replay. Just a laser beam line drive. Barely got above the front edge of the second deck, but tip of the cap to the Rockies fans. We got to see a major milestone on camera. There we go. And we wrap up the 2035 season. Angels win another division, 116 wins, beat the Mariners by 29 games. Look at the rest of the standings. American League Central, we had the Twins and the White Sox tie, and both teams are 2 games under 500. That's not a good look. In the East, the Orioles win the division. Red Sox get in as a wild card. And if we go to the wild card standings, the Mariners and Astros both get in. Looks like the Red Sox and Mariners will play, and the Astros will take on whoever won the American League Central. Over in the National League, Mets won 93 games. Marlins win 92, so the Mets win the division. Marlins are a wild card. Reds win 91 games. They're going to the playoffs. Cardinals make it as a wild card. And in the West, Diamondbacks 82 and 80, hang on to beat the Rockies, and Dodgers are still under 500. That's amazing. The wild cards are the Marlins and Cardinals. The Brewers and Nationals tied. I'm not sure who wins that tiebreaker. I would assume it's the Brewers. I need to advance today to find out. Before we do that, let's hop into player stats. Luke Grace led the team with 190 hits, Mota 188, Torrey Miller 187, runs scored, Mota 117, Miller 99, Grace 97, Santana 96, Mate 95, Harvey 94. Look at all those guys with 90 runs scored. Home runs, Mota 46, Harvey 30. And it looks like he's regressing, but he finally had breakout power-wise the last 2 seasons. Luke Grace with 29, Torrey Miller 23, had a hot last week of the season. Garner with 22, Guzman 21, Santana 21, Rada 20, Mate 18. Almost had the entire lineup with 20 plus home runs. RBIs, these 3 guys all over 100. Miller with 96. Stolen bases, Miller 35. Santana's steals have gone down as his power has gone up. Even Luke Grace had 28 steals. Batting average wise, Laverde only had 8 games the whole season. Emil Fuentes, we brought him up, hit great down the stretch despite having low contact, especially against righties. He will be on the playoff roster. I'm not sure if Laverde will be on there or not. Fuentes can also play first and third. Grace 318, Comstock 317, got his major league debut this year, and I'm not sure if he's going to make the playoff roster or not. I made sure I called him up to the 40-man roster before the end of August. Mate 312, Mota 307, Santana 298, Rubio, before he got hurt, 293, Torrey Miller 292. We just tore it up. And the pitching side, Derek Siddiqui 16-5, 263 strikeouts, 212 innings, 3.30 ERA. Freddie 18-5 with a 323, at a career high 189 Ks. Frank Terry 15-4, 339. Daniel Mateo, his last start of the season, goes 8 shutout innings, gets his 20th win. He's 20-3 with a 338 ERA. And Sean Espinosa, Mr. No-Hitter, 15-8 with a 348. Bullpen side, Phil Perez, bounced back, had a great year. Terrence Pineda, okay. Alfonso, good year. Boovie moved him back to closer role. He's been great. Ojeda, 218. Ponce, 275. Abe Vento had a rough one. Gave up more hits than innings pitched, and he's probably not going to be on the playoff roster for this first round. Gary McGraw was dominating down in the minors, called him up, and he's dominated here. He will definitely be on our playoff roster, and he may even get the closing role. Depends on how Boovie does. But that is our stats for the season. League leaders, we had the top 3 guys in batting average. Had 4 of the top 5 in hits. Doubles, we had the top 2. Triples, Mate's up here tied for 5th. Home runs, Mota finished 1st. Jeffrey Franks, same draft class for these 2 generationals, finished 2nd. Kenny Davidson was in that draft class as well. And then we have Harvey and Grace down here. RBI, we had the top 3 guys. Actually, 4 of the top 6. Runs scored, 4 of the top 5. 5, 6, 7. Look at that. Just crushing with runs scored. We scored over 900 runs again. Stolen bases, Miller finished 3rd behind Kendall George. Walks, Miller finished tied for 1st. Mota was 4th. On base, we have 4 of the top 5 guys. Slugging, we have 3 of the top 5. I'm sorry. Look at all these guys. Top 9, we have 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 9. OPS, just ridiculous offensive output. Wins, we had 3 guys in the top 4. Actually, our entire staff was in the top 6. ERAs were elevated. They're all over 3. And that's fine. Didn't matter. We scored so many runs. Yeah, we had Siddiqui leading strikeouts. Lorenz came in 5th. And Siddiqui was 3rd in innings pitched. Terry had the fewest walks. Pitching war, Siddiqui 1. Freddie comes in at 4. Batting war, Grace was 2. Mota 3. Mate 4. Rada 8. So there we go with that. We'll take a look at the awards here in 1 second. Just need to advance today, but I wanted to get the stats before they get cleared out. Let's go check out. I already looked at all the league leaders. Let's check out the awards. Derek Siddiqui wins the Cy Young again. Edgar Mota, Hank Aaron. MVP. Batting title to Grace. And Siddiqui came in 3rd, not Grace. Grace must be number 4 on this list. And Cy Young, I mean, the strikeouts are what the difference is. They're very close in ERA. Freddie actually deserved it. He's got the best across the board. Lower ERA, more wins, but he has the strikeouts. Mateo has more wins. It's just three-way. Can't give it to all three. So Siddiqui's going to get it on default because of the strikeouts. Let's go back to the National League MVP. Eric Stedman, starting pitcher, wins MVP and Cy Young. Batting title, Jackson Holliday in the National League. Luke Grace in the American League. Reliever of the year, Ryan Hogsett. Kenneth Polanco. Rookie of the year, Gordon Guy. On our side, Julian Zavala. Hank Aaron, Moda, and Jackson Holliday. Gold Gloves. I'm not going to look at the National League. Do we have any on our side? Moda finishes second. Guzman gets another one at third. Rada finishes fourth in the outfield. Silver Slugger, Torrey Miller gets one at DH. Grace at catcher. Moda at first. Harvey was second at second. Guzman second at third. Made second at short. And Santana gets one in the outfield. Rada finishes down the list. So that is the final stats, standings, and awards. And let's find out who we're going to play in this first round. And there we go. Seattle sweeps Boston. So we're going to take on the Mariners again. Minnesota beats Houston 2-1. So Minnesota takes on Baltimore. Over on the National League side, Miami sweeps St. Louis. So they take on the Mets. Arizona sweeps Milwaukee. And they take on Cincinnati. So looking like we have another chance to either play the Mets or the Reds. I'm actually hoping for an upset in each of those two rounds over there. And if we have to take on Minnesota one more time, we'll do it. Looks like we're getting locked in on a bunch of very familiar faces. I will go set our pitching rotation and lineup because the computer loves to mess with it. And then we'll get into this 2035 ALDS. Hopefully the ALCS, and then at the end, hopefully another World Series trip. And here's the lineup that we're using for the playoffs. Exact same one we had in the regular season, except against lefties. We're going to flip Torrey Miller up ahead of Nelson Rada. Pitching rotation side, Siddiqui, Lorenz, Mateo, and Espinoza. Moving Terry to the bullpen as a long reliever. And we're actually going to keep Abe Vento in the pen, but Gary McGraw is going to be the setup for Daryl Boovie. Go to game one, Derek Siddiqui against Elliot Gonzalez. And we lose the game 8-2. Home runs by Emerson and Feen. Emerson with 4 hits. Feen also had 4 hits. Gonzalez pitched well over 6 innings. Our side only had 5 hits, 2 by Garner. Siddiqui, 10 hits in 5 innings. And Frank Terry absolutely got hammered. Looks like we're not going to be able to use him as a reliever. So we will probably flip him out next series, provided we get through this one. Go to game 2, Freddie Lorenz against Russell Sanchez. We win 4-3. Russo with a home run. Give up 3 runs. Sanchez gives up 3 runs. Our side, 2 hits for Santana, 2 for Miller, 2 for Rada. No home runs again. Bunch of stolen bases. Freddie gives up 3 over 5, and the bullpen does their job this time. Look at McGraw, 2 innings in relief. Boovie gets the win, so that was a walk-off win. Go to game 3, Daniel Mateo against Andrew Abbott. We win that one 11-2. We hit 3 home runs and 5 doubles. 2 hits from Made, 2 from Moda, 2 for Harvey, 2 for Guzman. Daniel Mateo, 2 runs over 8 innings, 8 strikeouts. Perez finished that off. And on their side, home run by Rhett Snyder, and we pounded everybody. There we go. Payback there on Andrew Abbott. And we go to game 4, looking for a 3 games sweep here to end the series. Espinoza, Maurice Lawrence. And we win. There we go. Win 3-2, and we're taking on Minnesota. Check the box score. Torrey Miller and Edgar Mota with home runs. Mota's was a 2-run shot. Espinoza, 2 runs over 5 innings, and the bullpen throws 4 perfect innings, and Boovie finishes off for the save. Their side, Julio hit a home run. Lawrence didn't pitch poorly, but we get the win. We're going back to the ALCS to take on the Twins. Over the National League side, Mets beat Miami 3-1, and Cincinnati swept Arizona. So it's the Mets and Reds, 2 teams we faced in the World Series most recently. So we're going to play them, one of those 2 teams again. I'm hoping it's the Reds because I'm tired of playing the Mets in the World Series. We got to get through Minnesota first. Go to game 1, Derek Siddiqui against Jackson Jobe. We win that 6-2. Condon and Benj with home runs, both solo shots. We pounded Jobe. 2 hits for Grace, 2 hits for Harvey, 2 hits for Made. Home runs by Miller and Made. Siddiqui, 2 runs over 7 innings. McGraw gets the hold. Will Perez finishes it off. Go to game 2. Freddie Lorenz against Riley Quick. And we win 12-6. Slugfest. Carson Benj with a home run. And we pounded all of their pitchers but Costa and Aquino. Our side, 3 hits, 4 RBIs for Santana, 2 hits for Grace, Harvey, Made, Rada, and Guzman. Looks like we had 5 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. Lorenz, not a good appearance. 4 runs, 6 hits, 4 walks, having a tough postseason. Alfonso didn't fare much better, but Ojeda with the win. Just outslugged them. And we go to Minnesota for game 3. Daniel Mateo against Tristan Oliger. And we win 6-2. We're up 3 games to nothing. 2 hits for Harvey, 2 hits for Santana, 2 hits for Rada. Harvey with a home run. We had 8 walks. Mateo, 2 runs over 7 innings. Perez and Ojeda finish it off. Their side, got to Olinger and Aquino. 3 walks and 2 runs allowed. So 1 win away from a sweep against the Twins and going back to the World Series. Sean Espinoza against Thomas Harrington. And the Angels win. And we get a 10-0 win in game 4 to sweep the series. 3 hits for Santana, 2 for Miller, 3 for Grace, 2 for Harvey, Made, Rada, and Guzman. 2 home runs each by Santana and Grace. Espinoza, 7 shutout innings. Vento finished it off. 2 perfect innings. And we sweep the Twins. Over the National League side, the Mets are up 3-2 on the Reds. Let's go to their series real quick. All right, Mets have won the last 2 games in a row, looking to finish off the Reds here in game 6. Go in here and hit sim. And the Mets pound them 12-1. Skeens gets the win. We're going to take on the Mets again. God, how many times we played these guys. Big time rematch. It's at least a 3rd time, if not the 4th time we're playing the Mets in the World Series. It's bad enough we're in the series that many times, but playing the Mets, they're just dominating the National League. Fuentes, bulging disc, out 4 to 5 months. So one of their best players is injured and out for the year. He's heavily regressing at that. Sal Frelick is out. Down a Tong. Wow. Especially Fuentes, man. He has just been their dude for several seasons this entire time we've been playing them. So that's a huge injury. Game 1, Paul Skeens against Derek Siddiqui. We lose 3-0. Only 5 hits. No home runs, but we walked them 5 times. Skeens only allows 2 hits, 3 walks, 9 Ks in 8 innings. And we only had 3 hits, 3 walks, 10 Ks. Siddiqui didn't pitch poorly, but just didn't have any offense. All right, game 2. Ray Lorenz against Greg Holman. And we lose 6-4. Wow. Lorenz is struggling in the postseason. Wilson and Campbell with home runs. Holman did not pitch great, but their bullpen did. Our side, 3 hits for Mane, 2 for Santana. Moda's only hitting 108 in the postseason. That's part of our problem. Mane with a home run. Lorenz actually didn't pitch bad. Ojeda did. Now we go to game 3, must win. Daniel Mateo against Pablo Camacho, and we lose 2-1. We are down 3-0 in the World Series. Only had 4 hits. Our offense is dried up. Mateo didn't pitch poorly at all. And they got a home run by Dan Jarvis. Their pitching is dominating us. And it comes down to this. Game 4, we have to win. Sean Espinoza, Bennett Rico. And we win 7-2. We stay alive. 3 hits for Santana, 3 for Grace, 2 for Harvey, 2 for Made. Ricky Garner with a home run. Espinoza pitches a great game. Like I said, they only get 5 hits, 2 home runs though. Josh Simmons got lit up late. Now we go to big game 5. Derek Siddiqui against Paul Skeens. Can we stay alive? Take it back home to LA. And we lose 2-1. The Mets beat us 4-1 in the series. Our first World Series loss in this franchise. Check the box score. We got 10 hits. We couldn't score but 1 run. And struck out 14 times. Siddiqui pitched great. Boovie blew it. Looks like they got a walk-off win to win the World Series. And they pounded out 10 hits. We struck them out 17 times as well. Goodness sakes. So they get a walk-off win in extra innings, in 11 innings. They win the World Series on a walk-off. So we lose our first World Series. So someone other than the Angels win the World Series. Let's check out the awards. World Series MVP goes to Christian Campbell, 368, 2 home runs and 4 RBI. Leandro Santana was the American League playoff MVP. Definitely deserved that. National League side, Christian Campbell, so he doubles up on both. So there we go. For the first time, we don't win a World Series after winning 4 straight. So another 116 game win season, and our hitting was dominant in the regular season, fails us in the World Series. Actually, not too disappointed. Don't want to be winning 5 straight World Series. So good for the Mets. They finally got to us. Paul Skeens did a number on us. So there we go. We're going to wrap up this 2035 season. I'll get into the off season, do all of our signings and all that good stuff, and get us on to the 2036 season. And we've reached the point in this long-term sim where we need to go even faster. So from this point forward, I'm not going to show you anything in the off season. I'm not going to show you any of the draft classes unless there's an absolute beast that we happen to find. I'm not going to show you the All-Star game, the home run derby, any of that stuff. I'm going to give you the opening day lineups, the pitching rotations, and then we're going to go straight to the end of the season, give you the final standings and stats, and hit the playoffs because we need to make up ground. You're already at a 2.5 hour mark here, so we need to boogie, and just gonna go right to the end of the season every time. So I'm going to let you know what was up before we started doing all of that. You guys want a long-term sim. We got a lot of years to go with some of these guys, so we need to go faster than we're even going now. And we've reached the point where we might start losing some of our better-known players. Ricky Garner is a free agent. I gave him a qualified offer at $24 million or 1 year, and then we offered him this 4-year, $135 million contract. And if he doesn't sign, he will become a free agent. We do have other outfielders we can use, so it's not the end of the world, but he's one of our high draft picks. And if he doesn't come back, then we will have some major overhauling on our everyday roster. And we got several guys coming up on new contracts in the next 1 to 2 years as well. So just want to give you a forewarning before we get to the opening day starting lineups, and Ricky is not here. I'm crossing my fingers that he takes this deal. And Ricky Garner signs with the Tampa Bay Rays. I really wasn't going to go to that 6 years, $30 million. We have other younger guys that need to step in and play. So thank you for your service and all your world championship rings, Ricky. Good luck down in Tampa Bay. This is what his time with the Angels. He hit 126 home runs, 107 stolen bases, hit 256, 746 hits in 793 games. Topped out at 97 RBI back here in 2032. Also had his best batting average, and, well, I take that back, he hit 274 that year, but he had 26 stolen bases, so that was his career as an Angel. And here's our starting lineup for 2036 against righties. Santana, Miller, Mota, Grace, Harvey, Made. Rubio is going to play left. Rada dropping all the way to 8th. Against lefties, Made, Santana, Mota, Grace, Harvey. Comstock's going to play left. Miller drops down. Rada drops down. We've got Vaughn, Fuentes, Malanca, and Rubio on the bench. Pitching rotation, Siddiqui, Lorenz, Espinoza, Terry, and Mateo, with McGinnis as our long reliever. Perez, Ojeda, Vento, Alfonso, Bouvy, Ponce, and Gary McGraw is our new closer this year. And unfortunately, some of these guys are going to have to clear waivers to go down, so we might lose Marcelo Espinoza, Richard Duke. Not too worried about Cortez or Laverty, but these two starting pitchers. And Duke's 29, so it's not the end of the world, but a 26-year-old B potential at 83 overall. With those numbers, hate to send him down. I guess I could have kept him instead of McGinnis, but we've got way too many pitchers in our farm system, and I can't keep them all because we can't make any more trades. And all 4 of those guys cleared waivers. Thank God. Espinoza might spend some time in the majors as a long reliever if McGinnis struggles at all.
And Edgar Mota wins another home run derby championship. And there you get the bracket. As you see, he beats Ray Harvey in the finals. And the Angels wrap up the 2036 season with 116 wins. Beat the Astros by 21 games, Mariners by 25. And there was no other team with more than 95 wins. Player stat-wise, Leandro Santana ended up with 200 hits on the nose. Luke Grace, 195. Also, 123 runs for Santana, 115 for Grace, 101 for Mota, 111 for Harvey, 95 for Mate, 94 for Miller, 91 for Rada. This team just was a machine. Can't stop scoring runs. Edgar Mota continues his streak of hitting 40 home runs in every full season he's played in the majors. He had to hit number 40 on the last day of the season to get there. Grace with 37, Harvey 35. We had 2020 seasons out of Santana and Miller. Mate just missed by 1 home run. RBIs, Ray Harvey 140, Mota 126, Grace 104, Santana 98, Rada 92. A couple of guys with 30 steals. Rubio in partial playing time hit 320, Grace 316, Malanka, backup infielder 308, Harvey 298, Mota 294. OPS, Rubio over 1,000, Harvey 948, so he did better than Mota. A little bit of a down here by Mota. Starting pitching side, Siddiqui wins 19 games, Terry 17, Lorenz 16, Espinoza 15, Mateo 17, 230 strikeouts for Siddiqui, and Gary McGraw 52 saves with a 1.89 ERA and a 0.92 WHIP and 97 strikeouts in 76 innings. And we signed him to an extension in the middle of the season, so he'll be around for 4 more years. League leaders, Siddiqui led in strikeouts, Freddie led in ERA, Mateo in winning percentage, Siddiqui wins, Sean Espinoza whip, Freddie Lorenz in WAR. Hitting side, Mota led in home runs, Harvey in RBI, Santana in runs, Torrey Miller in walks, Ray Harvey in slugging and on base. We had 3 guys in the top 5 in batting average as Luke Grace just missed out to Cam Canarella for winning that title. We came in 1, 2, and 4 in home runs hit. Jeffrey Franks ties Luke Grace for second. And we came in 1, 2, and 5, and 6 in RBI. Top 6 of the top 7 in runs scored. Tells you what kind of year we had. And the awards, Delivery Man of the Year goes to Gary McGraw. Cy Young again to Derek Siddiqui. Gold Glove to Denzer Guzman and Torrey Miller. Hank Aaron to Ray Harvey. MVP goes to Ray Harvey, beats out Edgar Mota. Wow. Siddiqui came in 3rd. So Harvey, because of the RBIs and 4 points on his batting average, offsets the home run differential. So Ray Harvey gets his first MVP award. Gotta love it. Goes to someone other than Mota. Cy Young, Siddiqui 1, Lorenz 3. Harry came in 2nd on Gold Glove for pitcher. Luke came in 2nd at catcher for Gold Glove. Mate came in 2nd at short. Rada came in 4th in the outfield. Santana Silver Slugger at DH. Luke Grace Silver Slugger catcher. Mota gets it at 1st. Harvey at 2nd. Mate comes in 3rd. Torrey Miller comes in 4th. And now the playoffs begin for us here in 2036. We host Seattle, who knocked off Houston 2-0. The Twins will take on Baltimore after Baltimore beat Tampa Bay 2-1. National League side, Cincinnati and St. Louis, Miami and Washington. St. Louis and Washington have already won the first games of their NLDS series. Let's hop in here and take a look at our lineups. This is a lineup against right-handed pitching here. Guzman continues to play third base. He's regressing heavily across the board. He's going to bat against righties, against lefties. Different look to the lineup, and Amo Fuentes will slot in and play third base against left-handed pitching. Pitching rotation side, Derek Siddiqui, Freddie Lorenz, Sean Espinoza, Daniel Mateo. We're going to slide Frank Terry into the bullpen. Everybody else stays the same. And this is the lineup for the Mariners against right-handed pitching, against lefties. And this is their rotation. Scott Heron, don't know too much about him. Drafted in 2025, and nice 15-9 season for him. They got him from the Reds. I don't know if it was a free agency or a trade, but he came over from Cincinnati where he had some pretty good success, especially 2 years ago. And game 1, Derek Siddiqui against Scott Heron. And we lose 3-2. No home runs allowed. They had 10 hits. Heron, 6 shutout innings, scored runs off their bullpen. Our side, 3 hits for Comstock, 2 walks for Ray Harvey, Comstock with a home run. Siddiqui, 1 run over 6 innings, but Perez Nojeda gave up runs, and we lose the game 3-2. Game 2, we lose 8-3. Not a good start to this series. 15 hits allowed. Julio Rodriguez, Jefferson Caro with home runs. Ellie Gonzalez, 7 shutout innings, gets to the bullpen, but by that point we were down
We got 12 hits, but only scored 3 runs. And Fred Lorenz got absolutely blasted. 7 hits, 5 runs in less than 2 innings. Frank Terry came in and pitched 5 innings of shot ball. But that was a brutal game. And now we are 1 game away from being swept in this series. Chase Burns, Sean Espinoza, and we win 4-3 to stay alive. Santana, Grayson Harvey with home runs. Espinoza, decent start. Bullpen pitched great. Home run by Emerson and Rhett Snyder for them. And yeah, their bullpen blew it. Now game 4, Daniel Mateo, Russell Sanchez got to win this to go to a game 5. And we win 6-2. We stay alive. Santana and Moto with home runs. Mateo, 2 runs over 5 innings. Bullpen, 4 no-hit innings. Their side, Jake Herzog with a home run. And we get to Sanchez and Wilkerson. So now we have a deciding Game 5. Derek Steaky, Scott Heron rematch of Game 1. Move on to the ALCS. And we lose. So for the first time in forever, we do not make it to the ALCS. Lose 7-4. No home runs for them, but 14 hits. Heron pitched okay. Our side, Ray Harvey with a home run, and Siddiqui got pounded. So Siddiqui and Lorenz did not pitch well in this postseason. Frank Terry actually did. And wow, we got eliminated. Let's take a look at our stats. Ray Harvey hit 421, Santana 318. Looks like hitting was okay. Where's Moda? Missed him. There he is, 250, only 1 home run, 1 RBI. Made didn't do well, Grace didn't do well. It's kind of hard when 2 or 3 of your best guys don't do anything. The pitching side, 70 ERA for Siddiqui, 540 for Espinoza, 27 for Freddie. That was just a brutal postseason for our pitching staff. Now we're just going to sim ahead, see who wins the World Series. And the Mariners, they go all the way and they beat the Nationals in the 2036 World Series, 4-0. So they beat us 3-2, beat Baltimore in 7, and they sweep Washington. Cardinals knocked off the Reds. Washington swept Miami. And Washington wins in 6 in the NLCS. And the Mariners with the sweep. Wow, good for them. Awards. Rocco Arneson, 500 average, 2 home runs, 6 RBI. What's he play? Second base. Decent season. He's a rookie, so rookie wins World Series MVP. Jake Herzog, AL postseason MVP. National League side, Bernardo Gomez. So there we go. Really disappointing end of that season as we get knocked out in 5 in the ALDS. And starting the 2037 season, the offseason between 36 and 37, looking at the retired players and Bowden Francis, who played with us early in this franchise. See his seasons here. Had 14 wins there in 2030. He decides to hang him up. And we have exclusive negotiations with 3 of our players. Offered contracts to Vento and Perez to bring them back for a bullpen, but I think it's time to move on from Denzer Guzman. He's at 80 overall, but he's regressing heavily across the board at 33 years old. Here is his entire Major League career with the Angels. 999 hits, just needed 1 more for 1,000. 137 home runs. Hit 251 and a couple of All-Stars, 4 Gold Gloves, and World Series MVP in 2033. Had some huge postseason home runs for us in his career. It is time to say goodbye to Denzer and thank him for 10 wonderful seasons, and have to figure out our third base situation for this next season. And both Phil Perez and Abe Vento signed their 1-year, $11.3 million contract, so they will be back in our bullpen. And we are currently sitting at a negative $25 million available funds. We have $350 million in player salaries and staff salaries. Have to pay out a $50 million revenue sharing chunk, $18 million competitive tax, and then another $37 million for arbitration and renewables. So we are going to be in a little bit of trouble here. We can't make trades anyway, so it doesn't matter. But next year, we're going to have some serious decisions to make. Siddiqui's on the last year of his deal. Rada's on the last year of his. Jesus Made's on the last year. Santana the last year. Espinoza the last year. Probably won't bring these 2 guys back. And then we'll have to re-sign a bunch of guys. So the roster composition next year could see some familiar faces gone. Like I said, we've already lost Ricky Garner. We lost Denzer Guzman. Freddie is regressing. Derek is regressing. Rada's regressing outside of his contact. Made's regressing. So this team been together forever, and we're going to start losing some key pieces, and that'll affect us playoffs going forward. So just have to see how this all plays out. And here's all of our offseason signings. Extended Emil Fuentes, Daniel Mateo, Alexis Rubio. Had to renew Connor Comstock because we didn't have the money available. And then every single one of our arbitration guys won their arbitration. So we got absolutely crushed in arbitration. Now we are $40 million in the red. Not a good situation. And we finished up spring training, and I was able to re-sign 3 players for next year. Comstock, we got him on a 4-year deal. Jesus Mate brought him back 1-year deal, and Leandro Santana a 2-year deal. The transaction page said I paid $57 million for Mate, but it was $35.2, so I'm not sure what's up with that. And just so you know, next year, very good chance we don't bring back Derek Siddiqui starting to regress, and we have other guys that need to step into the rotation, and he wants north of $40 million a year. And because we rolled out of spring training into a new season, we have $12 million of space available, but we're still paying $77 million in revenue sharing and $27 million in competitive balance. So we're gonna have to shed salary next year. And here's our starting lineups and pitching staff for the 2037 season. This is our lineup against right-handed pitching. Emil Fuentes is going to be our everyday third baseman for this season. We're going to carry an extra catcher, so we have 3 catchers on the roster. This is the lineup against left-handed pitching. Pitching rotation, Sean Espinoza up to a 95 overall. He's going to be 1. Freddie 2, Derek 3, McGinnis 4. This will be his first time pitching in the rotation full time. Daniel Mateo's 5. Going to carry Frank Terry as a long reliever. Can also slide into the rotation if needed. And this is the rest of our bullpen. This will likely be the last year for Phil Perez and Abe Vento because we need to get younger and cheaper in the bullpen. We have a lot of guys that need to come to the majors. And real quick, some milestone updates, things we're chasing this year, the next few years. Edgar Mota needs 59 home runs to reach 500. He also needs 305 hits to get to 2,000. Jesus Mate needs 324 hits for 2,000. Freddie Lorenz reached 150 on the win total at the end of last season, so he needs 50 more for 200. Derek Siddiqui needs 7 wins to get to 150. He also needs 51 strikeouts to reach 2,000. Leandro Santana needs 118 hits for 1,500. And Nelson Rada needs 107 to reach 1,500. And despite having some veteran players, longtime members of this franchise, we do have some young guys in the minors waiting to come up. And you can see we have 4 of the top 5 top 100 prospects. We also have future third baseman here, Ricky Silver at 17. Another reliever here, a starting pitcher, closing pitcher, another closer. So we got bullpen help coming. Here's another first baseman, starting pitcher. So we have plenty of guys in the minors ready to come up to replace these longtime veterans you guys have gotten used to in the franchise. And Edgar Mota in a home run derby at Coors Field went pretty much the way you would expect it to, as he hit 34 home runs in the final round to win another home run derby championship. And there you can see his home runs by round, and had won over 500 feet each of the 3 rounds. And despite winning the home run derby for the first time ever, Edgar Mota does not make the All-Star game. Wow. Got Santana, Grace, Harvey, Made, but no. There's Rada. No Edgar Mota. And the main reason why Edgar Mota didn't make the All-Star game, he's hitting .241, which is a career low. On base isn't very high as well. Does have 26 homers and 70 ribs at the break, so he's putting up power numbers, just is not getting hits. In fact, his OPS is under 900. Hopefully you have a red-hot second half. Pitching side, Derek Siddiqui's not losing any steam. He's 15-1 with 131 strikeouts and 121 innings. And Fred Lorenz, elevated ERA, but he's 10-4 as well. And our closer, Gary McGraw, at the All-Star break has 32 saves. And I said I wasn't going to show you draft picks, but I want to show you who we took in the first round. Keith Davis, 87 overall, 89 potential. Got this guy in the first round. He was way too good to pass up. There wasn't any good starting pitching that was going to be usable early, so this guy could jump straight into our bullpen next year and be a middle relief guy for sure. 89 potential, 87 overall. Then we get a 74 overall, 84 potential starting pitcher with our next pick. 80 overall, 83 potential on another closer. He was not rated. Another reliever, 70 and 78. Depth piece there. We get a 97 potential, 61 overall shortstop. He's a project, even at 21 years old, but he is a 97 potential. And then the very end of the draft, 63, 84. So tried not to take a ton of starting pitching. We really didn't need it. We're going to lose some relievers, so I wanted to backfill and just got one hitter. There was one hitter that I wanted to take, and this guy right here, 66 overall, 90 potential, and he got sniped by the Dodgers 2 picks before our second pick. So I was looking to get this guy. He was our highest rated guy, 5th on our board, not rated player, discovery guy, and the Dodgers sniped him. And we have another special game right here. Sean Espinoza throws another no-hitter. If I'm not mistaken, that is his 3rd career no-hitter. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. It was a critical situation. I just skimmed right past it, didn't look at it before I hit advance, and Sean Espinoza throws a no-no for his 17th win of the season and our 105th win of the season. Right now we have a 16-game lead over the Mariners. Again, another 105-plus win season. But Sean Espinoza, his 3rd no-hitter. And our Angels would wrap up the 2037 season with 110 wins, another 110-plus win season. A's finished 2nd, 17 games back with 93 wins. Mariners in 3rd with 92, both made the wild card. And the Royals were the other team to make the wild card. Twins only won 86, and the Rays won 89. Over in the National League, Mets win 98 games. Marlins make it as a wild card with 91. Reds win 90. Pirates get in at 85 as a wild card. And the Rockies win the National League West with 92 wins. Padres have 88. Look at the Dodgers, 67 and 95. The Yankees are 60 and 102. The mighty have severely fallen off. League leaders, Edgar Mota leads in home runs again. Ray Harvey in triples, Mota in RBI. Awards, Derek Siddiqui, Cy Young again. Edgar Mota, MVP again. Mota beats out Kenny Davidson. Mota with his lowest batting average of his career. Still hits 47 home runs, drives in 131. Siddiqui goes 21 and 5, 215 Ks, finishes 3rd in MVP. Gets 1st in Cy Young, beating out Scott Herron. 2-win difference, much lower ERA, about the same strikeouts. Probably should have gone to Herron. Espinoza finishes 3rd. We're in the National League side. James Ryder gets the Cy Young, and Dan Falk gets the MVP. Reliever of the year, McGraw comes in 2nd. Rookie of the year, Terrell Clausen, Tampa Bay. Injured, so he hasn't done much for a while. Freddie Berg wins it for Colorado. And have any gold gloves. Luke Grace comes in 2nd. Ray Harvey gets a gold glove at 2nd base. Alexis Rubio gets one in the outfield. Comstock finishes 3rd in center field. Silver Slugger, we get Luke Grace at catcher. Edgar Mota at 1st. Emil Fuentes at 3rd. Made finishes 2nd at short. Why didn't we not get one at 2nd base? Well, yeah, those 3 guys were pretty impressive. Outfield, no Silver Sluggers. So there we go. That wraps up another season. Let's look at the rest of the stats here. So Harvey leads with 173 hits. Santana 107 runs. Harvey 106. Home runs, Mota 47. Grace 32. Fuentes 27. Harvey 26. Bunch of guys almost had a whole lineup of 20 home run guys. RBI, 3 guys with 100 as Luke Grace drives in 102. Stolen bases, Santana leads the team again. Bunch of guys with 20. Comstock leads with 293 batting average. Again, Mota way down here at 263. OPS, Harvey leads. Rubio 2nd, Mota 3rd. Pitching side, nobody with 200 innings, but Jimmy McGinnis, great first year as a full-time starter, 16-7 with a 3.47 ERA. Siddiqui 21-5, 3.71 ERA, but 215 Ks, only 39 walks. Espinoza 18-5 with a 3.23 and another no-hitter. Freddie Lorenz wins 19 games but has a 4.27 ERA, one of his worst years, and he is heavily regressing down to 64 on his stamina. And we have him for one more year. Eddie Ramos called him up out of the minor leagues for the September call-ups, went 3-2 with a 5.34 ERA. Bullpen side, Phil Perez throws 100 innings in relief, 2.25 ERA. Everybody else does really well. I can tell they've already messed with my pitching staff for the playoffs. McGraw, 2.27 ERA, 94 strikeouts in 67 innings. Let's go here and try and find the rest of the stats for the guys that aren't showing. Daniel Mateo, 17 games, 12 starts, 2-3 with a 6.14 ERA, his worst year of his career. Really fallen off after winning 20 games in 2035. Frank Terry was 7-6 with a 4.07 ERA, 33 games, 15 starts. Eric Ojeda, 6-9, 1 save, 4.26 ERA, 64 appearances. Luis Alfonso, 4 ERA, 23 games, 25 strikeouts, 24 innings. Team ranks, we were first in batting average at 273, first in runs scored, first in hits, third in doubles, first in triples, second in home runs, first in RBI, third in steals, first in walks, first in fewest strikeouts, first in slugging, on base, total bases, third fewest errors, third best fielding percentage. ERA, we were fourth. Saves, we were tied for first. Hits allowed, we were seventh. Runs, third. Earned runs, fifth. Home runs allowed. Gave up a few home runs this year. We were way down here, and we were last. 206 home runs, wow. Walks, first, fewest allowed. Strikeouts, we were second. And yeah, so another outstanding season. Got to keep the ball in the ballpark. And in the American League Division Series, we're going to take on Seattle again. Remember, they knocked us off last year. Minnesota, they're going to take on Tampa Bay. National League side, the Reds are going to play Colorado, and the Padres are going to play the Mets. Hopefully, we do not face the Mets in the World Series again. I would gladly play any of the other three teams, but we got to get through Seattle first. That's next on tap. I'll go set my playoff lineup and my playoff rotation, and we'll get into this series against the Mariners. And game one of the 2037 ALDS, we have Sean Espinoza facing Elliot Gonzalez. And a situation here, bottom of the eighth, 2 men on, 1 out. Leandro Santana at the plate. Big RBI chance here. First pitch is outside. See, Santana's 1 for 3 tonight. Crowd's trying to get the team going. Santana with 2 on and 1 out. 1-1 count here in the bottom of the eighth. Trying to tie this game up. Here's the pitch. There's a foul off to the right side. Right on that pitch. Just missed it. Santana with 2 on and 1 out here, bottom of the eighth, 2-2 count, looking to tie this game up. Here's the pitch. Here's a ripped foul down the third base line. Reset, 2-2 count now. Edgar Mota on deck. Here's the pitch. And jam shot, little blooper into short right, and that's going to be caught by the second baseman. The runners are going to have to hold. That'll bring in Edgar now. 2 on, 2 out here in the eighth. 0 for 2 with a walk. He hit 47 big flies during the season. We could use one right here to give us the lead. Villanueva's 1-0 pitch. On the way. Rips that foul off to the left. Reset now, 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 2. Got Grace on deck, so we still have power behind Edgar. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. It's a line drive base hit to center field. That's going to score at least 1 run. Throw comes back in. Runners are going to be at first and second. Now it's a 3-2 game. Big clutch ribby there for Edgar. See this replay. Stays right on it. They're going to pinch run for Edgar with Malanka. He's the winning run over there. Go-ahead run. Luke Grace up. He's 2 for 3 tonight. First pitch to him. Inside for a ball. Grace with a homer and a single. 32 big flies in a regular season. Average was low, down in the 280s. Usually a 300 hitter. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a shot down the right field line, and that is fair and over the wall for a ground rule double. This game is tied. There we go. Our 3 and 4 hitters come through in the clutch in this 8th inning of game 1. See the little bounce and then over the short side wall. They're going back to the bullpen as we have the go-ahead run at third base. You're going to bring in the lefty, Timmy Boston. See what he did during the season. 56 games, 5 and 4 record, 1 save, 10 holds, 82 hits, 86 innings. Gave up 10 home runs, though. He's going to face Ray Harvey. Second and third, 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Ooh, just missed. That's ball 1. He raised 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. A bit of a down year for him. Harvey ahead in the count, 2-1. Need our 3rd straight clutch hit here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Here comes the pitch. Inside, so count goes 3-1. Connor Comstock on deck. Ray can sit dead red and drive a pitch. Here it comes. There's a line drive, base hit to center field. That's going to score 2 runs. And we are going to be up 5-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning of game 1 of this ALDS. There we go. Our big 3 coming up clutch at the right time. Just another line drive base hit to center field. 114 miles an hour. I think he was on that pitch. That'll bring in Connor Comstock in center field tonight, I believe. First pitch to him. Strike at the knees. Comstock 0 for 3. See, he hit 293 during the regular season. He had a 5-man outfield, 4-man outfield, with 3 of them playing and 1 DHing and 1 on the bench most of the season. The 0-1 pitch. He's a high fly ball into right center field. That ball is out of here. Home run, Connor Comstock, and we are up 7-3. Offensive explosion here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's go. Wow. Hop in here for a critical situation, and our boys just light up. Watch this pitch. Takes the outside pitch and hammers it over that right center field wall into the stands. And yes, there we go. Nelson Rada is going to step in now with nobody on and 2 outs. Pitch is low. And the Angels, with a 6-run, bottom of the 8th inning, win this game 1, 7-3. Espinoza pitched okay, but Grace, 3 hits, single, double, and a homer. We take game 1 with a big rally late. Alfonso the win, Villanueva the loss. Check the box score. 2 hits for Emerson, 2 for Davidson. Davidson with a home run. Great start by Eli Gonzalez, but we got to their pen. Our side, 3 hits for Grace, 2 hits for Fuentes. Only had 2 walks. We had 2 doubles, 2 homers. Espinoza pitched effectively, and then the bullpen 4 shutout innings as Vento finishes it off. We take game 1. And game 2, Jimmy McGinnis against Russell Sanchez. And we win 2-1. Take a 2-0 lead in the series. Gave up 5 hits. Julio Rodriguez with a solo shot, their only run. Russell Sanchez pitched well for 6 innings. Our side got doubles by Santana and Grace. Comstock with a triple, 4 walks. McGinnis, 1 run over 7 2/3. McGraw finishes it off and gets the save with 4 Ks. So all 4 outs in that inning in the 3rd for McGraw were strikeouts. And now we're just 1 win away from sweeping the Mariners and getting revenge on last year's series. Game 3, matchup of big-time pitchers here. Siddiqui and Herron, both with way over 200 strikeouts. Herron probably should have won the Cy Young. Siddiqui had 1 more win, but he had a higher ERA, so revenge match here for Scott Herron. Let's see who gets the win here in Game 3. Got bases loaded, top of the 7th, 2 outs, tie game. Edgar Mota at the plate facing Willie Villanueva, who we got those runs off of in Game 1. Let's hop in and watch Edgar. All right, 1 base hit here, give us the lead. Hopefully give us a sweep. Takes a strike right there. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Looks like he's 2 for 9 in the series. Edgar down on the count 1-2. Bases loaded, 2 out here. Top of the 7th. He rips this into right center field, and it's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. That one might clear the bases. One runs in. Here comes the other. Wild throw coming in, and we're going to score 3 on the play as Edgar Mota comes through in the clutch with a huge bases clearing double. Boys are feeling it this year. See this replay. Went down and got it, yanked it into the gap. And that's going to be it for Villanueva. He doesn't want to see us anymore this year. Probably never. And Xavier Nayans with a 3-run shot off Luis Alfonso in the bottom of the 8th ties this game. And I have Leandro Santana at the plate. 1st and 3rd, 1 out here in the 11th. Just need a fly ball to get this game untied. That's high for ball 3. I know the graphic says Comstock, but it's Leandro Santana, as you can see right there. 3-1 count. I'll take a walk to load him. Here's the pitch. Ripped foul down the right side. So now we're going to have full count. All right, reset. Full count. 1 on, 2 on, 1 out. And there's ball 4. So there we go. Bases loaded, 1 out. Mariners closer Chase Burns trying to keep this game even, and he's loaded the bases. And this is going to bring in Alexis Rubio, 2 for 5 tonight. First pitch to him. And that's ripped into left field, and that's caught. Runner tags. Here comes the throw. He's going to score. And the Angels take a 6-5 lead here in the 11th inning with a sac fly by Alexis Rubio. Mariners are not out of danger yet. Edgar Mota, 2 for 5 tonight. Bases clearing double earlier. Steps in. Hits a high fly ball into center field. That should end the inning. But the Angels get the lead back on that sac fly. And they head to the bottom of the 11th inning, trying to get a sweep and move on to the ALCS. Coming in for us, going to be our closer, Gary McGraw. Look at that, 66.7% strikeout rate. Jake Herzog is going to lead things off for the Mariners. He grounds out. Colt Emerson singles. Kenny Davidson flies out. Let's watch this last at-bat against Rhett Snyder. All right, 3-1 count on Snyder. Don't want to walk him and put the tying run at second. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball in a right center field. Torrey Miller racing over, and he's got it. There we go. The Angels sweep the Mariners to go back to the ALCS. Avenge last year's loss and do it in fine fashion with a sweep. Check this box score. 2 hits for Rubio, 2 hits for Mota, 3 hits for Comstock, 2 for Made, 3 for Fuentes, 6 walks as well, 3 doubles, Comstock with a homer, a couple of steals. Siddiqui, 11 hits in 5 innings, but only gives up 2 runs. Alfonso with that 3-run shot. I was trying to sim through and get us to the 9th, and he gives up a 3-run shot with 2 outs. But the rest of the bullpen did their job. See on their side, Arneson with 4 hits. A bunch of guys, they had 17 hits. My goodness. Hit a couple of home runs. Aaron didn't pitch bad, but their bullpen did. And we're off to the ALCS. And the Twins knocked off Tampa Bay in 5, so we'll be taking on Minnesota. Over on the National League side, Mets beat the Padres, the Reds beat Colorado, and the Mets have a 1-game lead in the NLCS. Like I said, I'll take anybody but the Mets. I don't want to face them in the World Series anymore. I'll take the Reds. We played them a few years back. I was hoping it'd be San Diego. Game 1, Freddie Lorenz against Tristan Oliger. And we get an 11-3 win, convincing win there. Check the box score. They had 9 hits but struck out 12 times, pounded their starting pitcher and their second reliever. Actually, all 3 pitchers got lit up. 2 hits for Santana, 2 for Rubio, 2 for Miller, 3 hits for Made, drives in 5, Grace drives in 3. Home runs by Grace, 2 by Made, 1 by Fuentes. Freddie only goes 5. He's not going to go deep in games anymore. His stamina's down to 64, but bullpen Eddie Ramos got a starting pitcher pitching in long relief, pitched great. And McGraw finished it off, and we get the win in Game 1, convincing 11-3. Go to Game 2, Sean Espinoza against Guillermo Aquino, and we lose 3-2. Chad Johnson with a home run. 2 hits for Xavier Isaac and Merrick Houston. Good start by Aquino. Our side, 3 hits for Made. Home run by Rubio. Espinoza 3 runs on 7 hits. Bullpen does their job, but just didn't get enough offense. Now the series shifts to Minnesota. Jimmy McGinnis against Aloy Morris. And we get the 3-2 win. There we go. 2 hits for Made, having a series, hitting .550 in the postseason. Home run by Rubio again. McGinnis pitches well. Vento, McGraw, 3 perfect innings. There we go, as McGraw gets the save. We had a home run by Burris. And we go to game 4, trying to take a 3-1 lead. Derek Siddiqui against Tristan Oliger. And we get a 9-0 win. There we go, pounded them. 2 hits for Santana, 2 for Mota, 2 for Harvey, 3 for Torrey Miller. Drives in 7 of the 9 runs. We also had 8 walks in the game. Santana and Miller with home runs. Siddiqui, 7 2/3 shutout innings. Perez finished it off. So we absolutely torched 3 of their pitchers. Now we're 1 win away from going back to the World Series. Freddie Lorenz against Jay Schroth. And he's got a 7-0 shutout going into the bottom of the 9th inning. And I am not going to, we're going to enter the game. I'm not going to let him pitch. We're going to bring in somebody else because I don't want to get this thing blown up. He doesn't have the stamina to pitch this game. So let me enter the game and put in a new pitcher. And Daryl Booby's going to come in and try and finish this game off and pitches to the World Series. And there we go. We just won another American League Championship. Booby gave up a base runner and got a double play to get out of it. And we're headed back to the World Series. Here we go. Hey, we lost the last time we went to the series. Didn't make it back last year, so it's been a 2-year gap. Now we try to get back and win another World Championship. Check the box score. 2 hits for Mota. Drives in 3. Hit a home run. Rubio hits it's his 3rd straight game with a home run. Grace hits a home run. Look at it. Freddie, 8 innings of shutout ball. 2 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Boovie, a hit and a walk, double play got us out of that. And then, like you said, they only had 3 hits, and we got to their starter early. 6 runs in the first 2 innings. And look over here on the NLCS side. Mets win game 1, lose games 2 and 3, win 3 and 4. So they're 1 win away from going back to the series. And they lose. So we have a big game 7. Bennett Rico against Luis Morales. Come on, I want the Reds. I want to play somebody other than the Mets. And the Mets win 2-1. Man, another World Series against the Mets. What is that, like our 4th? At least our 3rd. Game 1 of the World Series, Sean Espinoza against Pablo Camacho. We win 6-5. 2 hits for Valdez, Gomez, Kenzie Noel, and Arroyo for them. Noel with the home run. Our side, 2 hits for Made, home runs by Santana, Grace, and Miller. Also had 4 walks. Not a great start by Espinoza, but the bullpen does their job as McGraw gets the win. A walk-off win. All right, game 2, Jimmy McGinnis against Paul Skeens. And we win 14-0. Wow, what a blowout. They get 9 hits, but don't score any runs. No walks, 10 strikeouts. Skeens gets everybody got blasted, but the last pitcher. Our side, 3 hits for Santana, 3 hits for Grace, 2 hits for Rubio, Mota, Harvey, Made. Mota drives in 6. Mota hit 2 home runs. Santana and Made also hit home runs. McGinnis, 7 shutout innings. And offense came alive and crushed them. Wow. All right, series shifts to New York. Derek Siddiqui against Bennett Rico. And we get an 8-4 win. 2 hits for Rubio, drives in 3, 2 hits for Comstock, home runs by Rubio, Grace, Miller, and Fuentes. Decent start by Siddiqui, and bullpen does enough. Now we go for the sweep. Freddie Lorenz, Pablo Camacho, and we win 13-5. We absolutely torched them, my goodness. Look at the box score. 2 hits for Mota, 2 hits for Grace, 4 hits for Torrey Miller, 2 hits for Comstock, 3 for Made, 2 for Fuentes. Counted out 16 hits. We had 5 doubles and 5 homers because Torrey Miller hit 3 home runs. Holy crap. 2 steals. Freddie, ugly start. Ramos pitches 3 innings in relief to get the save, but when you put up 13 runs, it doesn't matter how ugly the start is. We pounded the crap out of the Mets in the World Series. Let's go see the award winners. Jesus Made, World Series MVP and playoff MVP. Check that out. Made hit .533 in the World Series with 1 home run and 6 RBI. Had multiple hits, 3 of the 4 games. Had a home run, drove in 6, a couple of walks and a steal. Wow. And postseason, he hit .474 in the postseason with 3 home runs and 11 RBI. National League side, Wally Silva gets the National League postseason MVP, but Jesus Mate, postseason and World Series MVP. He won that before. Won the playoff MVP twice, but that's the first time he's won a World Series MVP. Outstanding. Way to go, Jesus Mate. The first player we traded for in the series. You can see he's got 8 All-Star appearances, a Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, 2 playoff MVPs, and now a World Series MVP. Check out the rest of the playoff stats. Emil Fuentes, 341. Comstock, 318. 4 home runs by Rubio, 5 by Grace, 4 by Motus, 6 by Torrey Miller. Miller led with 16 RBI. OPS, Mate's 1365, Miller 1164. We just got a ton of offense. Pitching side, McGinnis 2-0 with a 131, Siddiqui 2-0 with a 225, Freddie 3-0 with a 289. Got rejuvenated in the postseason. It's like Alfonso's the only guy in the bullpen that gave up any kind of runs. And yeah, boys and girls, we are world champions again. So we won a bunch of World Series in a row, lost the World Series, lost in the Division Series, and come back and win the World Series. Look at all those seasons with 116, 117 wins, 110 this year. Amazing. Simply amazing. And there's the achievement page for the Angels. That's our 6th World Championship, 7 pennants, won the division 17 times, 9 100-win seasons, 11 Cy Youngs. We've thrown 16 no-hitters, 17 strikeout champions, 12 home run champions, 17 MVPs. Simply amazing team that we've put together. And we're not done. We are not done. And after that sweep of the Mets in the World Series, I just noticed that we swept Seattle, beat Minnesota 4 out of 5, swept the Mets, so we were 1 game away from sweeping the entire playoffs, which is a GM goal, and we did not get it, but we came very close. And see, we haven't won a wild card series because we haven't been a wild card, and we haven't gone undefeated in postseason, just missed that. And the only thing on game stat wise, we haven't scored 20 runs in a single game. We also haven't had a league leader in doubles or complete games, but we've gotten everything else. That's just amazing. And now it's time to advance on to the off season so we can get to the 2038 regular season and retired players. Ryan Bayo, Yoshinobu Yamamoto with the Mariners. What did he end up with? 133 wins. Luis Angel Acuna, Joe Adele. How many home runs did he end up with? 466 home runs. Kept Edgar Mota from winning the home run derby, home run championship in 32, and I think that kept him from winning a triple crown. Brusdar Graterol. Aaron Judge retires finally. Hasn't played in 4 years. Finished his career with the Cardinals. Wow, check that out. Ended up with 547 home runs, 2,250 hits, can't count, 1,405 RBI, and a 288 average. What was his WAR? His career WAR was 85.5, all the way down to a 47 overall. Jacob Mizorowski, 96 wins. Kyle Schwarber hasn't played in forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Sat out 5 years, 6 years. Only had 36 at-bats in that one. Ended up with 508 home runs, though. 250 average. And nobody inducted to the Hall of Fame. You mean Aaron Judge didn't make the Hall of Fame? Are you kidding me? Judge and Schwarber, both 500 career home runs, and they don't make the Hall of Fame. Exclusive free agents, we have a bunch. And probably not bringing back Vento and Perez, mostly for money reasons, and we have some young guys that need to play. Boovie, we could bring back Boovie and Alfonso. We got a lot of relievers, a lot of guys we've drafted in this series, finally getting to a point where we can't keep them around. Espinoza will keep for sure. And Nelson Rada regressing heavily across the board. I think we have younger replacements. We don't bring him back. He finished with 1,529 hits, 164 home runs, 119 steals, 280. What was his WAR? Ended up with 49.3. It's like 6.9 was his best year back in 2034. And he had 91 ribs, 18 home runs, hit 303. So great career. Thank you for your service, Nelson Rada. I'll go through the rest of these relievers, figure out who I want to try to bring back, who I'd not bring in back at all. And Abe is 32. Phil is 34. We're going to let him go. Boovy's 30. Alfonso's 30. Ponce, one of our only lefties, is 32. Probably bring him back. Him and Boovy and Alfonso, and let these two guys go. And Espinoza is 34. Not really regressing yet, so if we can get him back on a 1-year deal, I'll bring him back for sure. So I offered Espinoza 1 year at 33.1. Also offered him a qualifying offer at 23 mil, so I'll probably take our 1 year instead, unless he wants to go get more years as a free agent. And if by some chance he leaves, he's got 94 career wins, 3.21 ERA, and 3 no-hitters so far. Out of all of our pitchers, he's the one I didn't expect to get a no-hitter, but he's thrown 3 of them. We're going to let Vento and Phil Perez go, get younger in the bullpen, try and bring these 3 back. 2 years at 20, 2 years at 16, 2 years at 18. And Nelson Rada, Vento, Perez, they are going to be no longer Los Angeles Angels. And we'll be releasing Jose Rodriguez. He's 37 years old. Really only had a brief time at the major league level, 2 years there. One just recently in 34, so he's going to be let go. He's one of our Rule 5 draft picks way back in year 2. So thank you for your service in the minor leagues, and good luck in retirement. And we're also releasing Colby Jones, former starting pitcher, now a reliever. And we did re-sign Luis Alfonso, but we haven't signed the other guys, Espinoza, Boovy, and Ponce. So we're going to knock that up a tick, and hopefully we can get them without going to be free agents. And we did bring back Boovy, Ponce, and Espinoza, Vento, Perez, and Rada all go. So the 4 players we want to bring back, we brought back. And thank you, Rada, Perez, and Vento, for your time. Here's what Abe did in his time with the Angels. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Finished with 29 wins, 83 saves, 30 holds, 3.29 ERA, 396 strikeouts, and 393 innings. And Phil Perez, 30 wins, 16 losses, 22 saves, 2.92 ERA, 554 Ks, and 631 innings. And Denzer Guzman's a free agent as well. He went to Tampa Bay last year, 248 with only 7 home runs in 92 games. And we're going to say goodbye to Richard Duke. Hasn't done much in the last 4 seasons. See what he did in his 3 seasons as a full-time starter. Really, it didn't produce much. And at 31, we need roster space for someone else, especially since we drafted a lot of relievers last summer. So Richard Duke, thank you, but you're getting the release. As well as Teddy Gelman, never made it to the majors. And you can see Edgar Mota is starting to regress across the board, even though he is a 99 overall, still at 99 overall at 29. And he just needs 12 home runs to get to 500. Needs 138 hits to get to 2,000. He's sitting right at 300 for her career average. And sadly, one of our franchise favorites, Freddie Lorenz, is down to an 87 overall at 34 years old, taking big hits across the board. He did win 19 games and won the deciding 4th game in the World Series. So getting to the end of his time. We have 1 more year at 34 mil. And next year we'll have to see if we can bring him back for cheap or if he's going to be done with the Angels. And you can see at our 40-man roster, we're sitting at 39. We have 13 starting pitchers. We are just flooded with starting pitchers, and we're going to have to move some of those guys into long relief at the major league level. So we don't need quite as many straight regular, relief pitchers. But we're going to have to start carrying starting pitchers in the bullpen just to get these guys some gameplay, because otherwise they're never going to make it to the majors, and we're going to lose them in not in the Rule 5 draft, but we're going to lose them because we can't pass them back through waivers. And take a look at it here. Espinoza, McGinnis, those both in the 90s. Siddiqui's an 89. Eddie Ramos, 25-year-old at 88. Freddie Lorenz at 87. It's Campillo, 24-year-old at 86. Johnny Lane, 26-year-old, 86. They're all at least B. Forrest Lindstrom, 29 at 84. Daniel Mateo was at the majors before, 29, 84. Rari Fox, we took in round 1 in 2032. He's up to an 83 overall. Left-handed pitcher. He can take over for Freddie Lorenz. Frank Terry, starting to regress. Bob Foster, had to add him. Drafted in the 2nd round in 2033. Brandon Morey, 6th round of 2032. We just have so many starting pitchers, and we can't make trades. And we re-signed Jimmy McGinnis, Frank Terry, and Leonardo Cortez. A couple of 1-year deals and a 2-year deal for Terry. All of our renewables came back. Good there. And we have 3 guys that are going to arbitration: Eric Ojeda, Alejandro Malanca, and Dario Laverde. And we are currently $13 million over. So we have a total revenue of $524 million, and we've got, $537 million spent. So this is the way it is. We got all these guys making $35 million right now for this next season. And we'll have to see if we bring back Made, Siddiqui, Lorenz, Espinoza, all of our best players here at the top. Definitely want to bring back Mota for the rest of his career. So we might have to sacrifice, especially the starting pitching, because we have so many starting pitchers that it might be time to let these guys go and go with the young pitchers and see if we can win with the young arms instead. I will definitely try to bring Made back, provided he doesn't regress heavily. But I could see these 3 guys not coming back next season. And Phil Perez signs a 1-year, $11.6 million deal with the Astros, stays in the division. Be interesting to see how that goes when we play him this season for the first time in a different uniform. And Dario Laverde signed a 1-year, $2.2 million contract to avoid arbitration. We just have Eric Ojeda and Alejandro Malanca left, going to arbitration. Abe Vento goes to the Red Sox, 3 years, $33.3 million. Good for him. And we won the arbitration hearing for Eric Ojeda, so we're going to pay him $7.3 million. And we also won the arbitration with Malanca and going to pay him $6.1 million. And if Jesus Made doesn't come back next season, we have his replacement on the roster right here, Carmen Borrero, 21 years old. Great hitter, great vision, discipline, clutch, not a lot of power. Strong arm, it's not very fast, not going to steal a bunch of bases, but he is a good hitter. And he could easily slide in and give us the replacement for Made. Probably bat him down in the order, though. Ricky Silver is our 3rd baseman of the future, 20 years old, 68 overall, A potential. And what we'll do is Fuentes would go back to catcher if we somehow can't bring Luke Grace back. Grace is only 31, though. And worst case is Luke Grace gets to move to the outfield. So that's always a possibility, but we've got options. We don't want to move him off catcher until we have to. 2nd baseman down the road, Henry Vega Ramos. Harvey's 26, though. He's got a lot of time. And we could always move Harvey to 3rd base, and that would fill that as well. So, or Harvey can go to short and play in place of Jesus Made. And we drafted this Keith Davis in the last draft in the 1st round. He's already 85 overall, 89 potential. At 22 years old, he is going to spring training and probably be in our bullpen next year. It's one of those big arms to replace Abe Vento and Phil Perez. And we can sign contract extensions now. See what it's going to take for Edgar Mota. Yeah, let's go 5 years at $30 million. See if he takes it. 5 years, $150. Edgar, take him through year 34. And he's there. So we got Edgar back for 5 more years. How about Made? 5 years, 36. Don't think I want to pay 36. All right, let's see. 3 years, 35. Oh, he wants more. All right, we'll have to revisit this. Derek Siddiqui wants $40 million a year. We cannot afford $40 million a year for Derek Siddiqui, so he may have to go bye-bye. And we are going to have to end this first part right here. When I sat down to do this project, I had no idea how much time it would take, how many days it would take, how much editing, and I've had to go back through and remove stuff because it was so long. And I'm telling you right now, it's currently sitting at 6 hours, and I'm not done with part 2. You're going to see part 1 before I finish part 2, but it won't take very long to wrap that up. So I hope you guys are liking the journey so far, and we will get the complete story of this team and Edgar Mota especially. So just be patient with me. I'm going out of town to Florida, and when I get back, we'll post up part 2. Hey, if you guys like the content, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out, hit the notification bell so you know when part 2 goes live, as well as my Washington Nationals episodes as well. You guys take care, have a good one, and go Nats and go Angels.